That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome to a Tuesday stream. It is April 7th, 2020, and I hope everyone is doing well and looking forward to an awesome return of the Gamebook Illustration stream with the incredibly talented TariToons with Middle-earth Quest Mines of Moria. Observe the flashing cover of the Mines of Moria. It's going to be great. And Arendt has redeemed Arvanaut inspirations. All right, let me add an inspiration for Arenth. In case people are wondering what that is our Polar's inspiration, which he gives to everyone. We get 2 of those a month, and he used that because of... There we go. So you now have an inspiration to use, Arenth, and boy, do I love that. Do I love that new TariToons emote. That's great. Anyway, thank you for doing that, Arenth, and welcome everybody to our stream as we continue with our Gamebook illustration stream on this Tuesday, April 7th. Before I go any further, let me just remind everybody about ways to support us here. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out the YouTube, and I love those so much. Please check out the YouTube channel with !ArvTube. Discord is !ArvCord. Twitter, !ArvTweets. And you can find all of this on my website, which has the current schedule as well for arvaneleron.com. On the financial side, we have got !ArvShop, which allows you to get stuff that we can use to you can get for merchandise for the Infinity and Beyond crew, currently doing Curse of Strahd, and for Adventures of Middle-earth, also illustrated by the amazing TariToons. And soon we will be adding other stuff there as well, including stuff from Esper Genesis and other material down the line. So you can go over there, get some cool swag for yourself, and support the channel at the same time. Also, you can support us at the Patreon, !Arvtreon. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. The Patreon with !Arvtreon, that is also available to you. Now, wait a minute. Now, how did Evil Marinin get that? Is that because there was like a hype train thing, or like a... I don't understand sometimes how the hype train stuff works with channel points and all that. I perhaps don't understand. It's channel points. So I guess it's not popping up that I don't always see it like redeemed. I'm glad to have it, if it's channel points, that's great. But I sometimes get confused about what's available. You just unlock an emote with channel points. I see. But you only get to unlock one. I see. But you're able to unlock one of them. Is that right? It doesn't say when they unlock it. Okay. Because I wish it made an announcement so I could know. So I could be like, hey, thanks for the channel points. That's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. I wish it would tell me, but it doesn't give me an announcement, unfortunately, about that. Okay, cool, though. I couldn't get the one with hearts. Well, that's tier 3. Yeah, that one you're talking about is... That's right there. Yeah. But anyway, so, but you can support us with the Patreon, which supports us here, and also allows you to get inspirations to support various tabletop players. And I should say the inspirations are now updated, by the way. And it allows us also to get things like a copy of one of my band's albums, allows you to get a professional critique of your writing, depending on the tier you support, an epic poem or character background written about you. So one of those can really help. One day I will get that. So that's the deal with that. But all of that is available on the Patreon. And of course, last but certainly not least, that sub button. We have 51 subscribers right now. So we're continuing to push onwards and upwards. It really does make a difference, these subscriptions and Patreon supports, because it allows me to put money back into the channel. And for example, it allowed me to commission these emotes that you see, these amazing emotes that are being used right now. So that is all a big help, and any support that people can give would be appreciated. Cool stuff for you and cool stuff for the channel. On the publishing side, !Icarus will allow you to pre-order my Icarus and Jelinek graphic novels. Super excited about how the art is coming out on those. !Library will let you get a copy of my PDF Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library 5e Adventure and Sourcebook. Print of that is going to be coming, although it's been delayed because the printer in Lithuania has been on lockdown because of what we're dealing with in the world. And the distribution center is on lockdown because of what we're dealing with in the world. So it doesn't really, even if we had it from the printer, we couldn't get it to anybody yet. But it will be coming, so hang in there. And it will also be coming for Greyshade KS, the Greyshade Kickstarter. More details about that are going to be coming as soon as things open up a little bit with us there as well. So schedule-wise, today we have got Middle-earth Quest Mines of Moria. We'll be wrapping this up. And then then over at GOG at 4 p.m. Eastern, we'll be continuing with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Then we will be back here, I believe it is on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, with Esper Genesis. And let me just confirm, I believe that's correct. Yeah, we've got Esper Genesis on Friday, and then Saturday we've got D&D with Infinity and Beyond Curse of Strahd. Then next week is going to be busy, busy, busy. Next week on Monday we've got Emberwind at 7 p.m. Eastern Monday evening with John Helfers and crew. Tuesday we have got Adventures in Middle-earth Wilderland Adventures at noon, then Pen and Pixels, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt at 4, and then at 9 p.m. we've got The Arvocalist with a return with Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Wednesday we've got Community D&D with the Shadow Crew with Shadowed Mage and company. Thursday, we have got the class from the Rambo Academy for Wayward Writers on Twitch. Again, that is the one that is still a little bit up in the air. It depends a bit on Kat's schedules. That's not 100% confirmed that Thursday. But Friday is confirmed, and that will be Detroit Become Human, either wrapping it up or making serious inroads into it and then looking to wrap up in my next stream of that. Saturday, the 18th, will be Masters of the Dungeon, and then D&D with viewers. So next week, we pretty much have content Monday through Saturday, basically. So except for possibly Thursday. Again, that depends on how things look. But definitely we know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and maybe Thursday too. So it's going to be busy, very exciting. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait for it. So it's going to be good times. Okay, I'm looking at the health update. Wow. All right, well, be careful, though. Be careful, Coven. So just like, yeah, obviously you have to keep yourself, keep yourself isolated, but also don't wait too long before you talk to someone about it, okay? Like, I don't know if you've called anybody yet, but you should at least call them, Coven, to make sure that, if you haven't, just to make sure that they're probably going to tell you the same thing, which is to stay at home unless things get dangerous, but don't mess around with this, all right, man? I'm sure you don't need me to tell it to you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Just be careful. You don't want to take too long before you talk to someone about the details about that. And keep us posted, man. But otherwise, we're all still here. We're all hanging in there. This is going to be a difficult week, obviously, especially in the hot spots. New York, my state being one of them. But we're all sort of hanging in there the best that we can. And so I hope you folks are doing that as well. Echo, I read your thing on Discord, so hope everything goes well with you as well, sir. And that you'll be in fine fettle and not having to worry with that crazy cast nonsense, as of Wednesday. So let me get rid of this. And let me move over to, I'm going to unmute myself so she knows that we're ready to go. And then I'm going to unmute her. And then I'm going to go over to, you have news on that. Okay, I want to hear this news. But first I'm going to go over to show you the incredibly talented and amazing TariToons, who is with us and is on the mend herself from possibly dealing with this same business. So how are you doing, Terry? How are you feeling?
Hello.
How's life with you?
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. Like people who have been following me on Twitter, would know that I've been suffering from corona symptoms the past few weeks, but I'm mostly recovered now. I'm feeling fine, just like a bit of throat itchiness, as they say. Which might just be my hay fever, to be honest. Who knows? But otherwise I'm doing fine.
Good. I'm glad that you're doing better. Oh, there we go. I had to use a special capture to capture the Zoom window. I was like, what's going on with the Zoom window? But now it works. So I'm glad about that. And I should say, I'm not only am I glad as a good friend that you are feeling on the mend, I'm also glad because it means that in the short term, we get to rave with you in person right here about how awesome your emotes are, because we have a new set of emotes made by the amazing TariToons. Chat, let's see the emote power. Can we see the emote power? Can we see Fifi in all of her glory there we go. See, look at that. Oh man, do I love those. Oh, Arvany Shock, Arvany, Arvany Smug, Arvany Roar. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Feel the power of the bird. Oh man, I didn't. Did you get my thing where I asked you about shirts? Because chat asked me about this, and
I did not.
Okay, that's fine. We can talk about it later. But it was something where the reason I bring it up is because chat was like, "Can we get that on a shirt?" So I wanted to just mention that chat was very excited about the prospect of seeing this Fifi in more, global production. Even if we end up deciding not to do that, I just thought you'd like to know that they're really into the emotes. So yeah, I should have Fifi on my quill. Well, so the thing is that the quill, The logo, we designed it so that the color scheme would basically use the same colors as my logo,
Yes.
but I like keeping the logo because the logo is, more formal. But it's like,
Yes.
it's formal, and then when you want to know like who really captures the emotions of the channel, then you pull out Fifi because and Fifi of course is basically a fat baby phoenix, which is my favorite mythological creature. And Dragonspear keeps claiming that it's a baby dragon because dragon's delusional, but that's like I have been raving about the emotes. Well, can you blame me, Trish? Can you blame me for raving about the emotes? I mean, yeah, exactly. She's plump. She's big boned. She's not. She's not fat. Oh, have Fifi using my quill instead. Yeah, but no. See,
Okay.
I talked to her about the quill, but as
Yes.
Terry pointed out, like it was gonna look really tiny. So that was.
Yeah. Like
She's
the problem is like for making emotes specifically is that like you have to convey a lot of a lot of information in a tiny image. Like I don't know, like which size is this now in the chat? Like
Oh, that's a good question.
27 by 27 pixels or something.
Let
Is
me
it
see.
the one? My cat is screaming in the background.
This one is 28 by 28.
Yeah. Okay. So I could have fit the quill in there as well, but like that would have like meant that it would be a lot more difficult to read, basically.
Right.
And basically, the idea is that the quill in the logo is one of Fifi's feathers. That's why she has the same colors.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, we talked about having like down the line if we get another emote slot. First of all, I have the mind blown one which I want to put in, but then secondly, having one we suggested having Fifi holding like He-Man style the quill over her head. You know what I mean? Like the power of Grayskull.
That's
so
wonderful.
yeah, so we were excited about it. But anyway, Terry, again publicly, like really wonderful job on the emotes, and thank you also because Terry was the one who brought it up to me because again I just assumed. I didn't know that Terry would do stuff like that, and I didn't want to be like, "Hey Terry, could you do more stuff?" So, but she came to me and she's like, "Hey, is there a reason you haven't asked me to do emotes?" And I was like, no." And so she put these together, and I couldn't be. I like really, I'm so happy with them because they stand out. They fit the channel. It's just, and I can imagine them as the word gets out about these. I can just imagine people being like, "I want that emote." So
yes,
I really.
That's why I suggested these.
Yeah.
It was like, because like so much, like I've found myself in that position where I'm like, should I subscribe to this channel just so that I can get these sick ass emotes?
Right. That's it. Like
So,
the Thundercats
like-
summon. That's a good call, Coven, actually. Yes, not He-Man. The Thundercats.
Oh yeah.
Because like look at because the Fifi roar, having that as the Thundercats summon, like that's the So yeah, and I have to say, and I know Coven is a fan of Sneaky Teak, and I'm a fan of Sneaky Teak as well. This is just me. My bird is better. I'm just saying.
Oh, is that the one you showed to me, like when we were trying to come up with?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And like he's cool. Like I dig it. Whatever. Like it's cool. It's Kevin the flamingo. But I'm sorry. Like there's a flamingo and then there's a phoenix. Like there's
fat
phoenix. You notice who Dumbledore does not have as a familiar a flamingo. I'm just saying. You know what fox is not? A flamingo. So I'm just pointing that out. I'm just saying that like that's the drill. Teak spicy, yes. I'm telling Teak. No, I don't tell Teak. He's going to misunderstand. I like, please do not tell Teak. I like his, I'm joking around. He knows that anyway. Of course I'm going to like mine because it was the artist who does all the amazing stuff for us who did it. And B, because I think it's really awesome and cool looking and like, totally fits. Like I'm not as into flamingos as phoenixes. What can I tell you? That's nothing against flamingos. If he likes flamingos, that's awesome. But no, it's just me.
I don't have anything against flamingos. Some of my best friends are flamingos.
Exactly. Jeez. There's a pride, Kevin. We need a pride Fifi. I mean, listen, down the road, I would like to be able to have other emotes that I commission Terry for that use Fifi for sure, but we need more slots first. This is why, folks, if you want to see this, then A, we need to hope that affiliates get more love, and B, we need to get partnered, and I'm working on that. And if we can get partnered, then we'll get a lot, we'll get even more emotes available, and then we can do more stuff because I want to get Mind Blown in there. I was telling Terry the only reason I haven't used Mind Blown is that the other two emotes that I have open would be Get Hyped, which I don't want to get rid of because it's so much a part of what we do in the channel. And then the second is the Arvini Which Way. And that was the last emote that Kilobyte did. And I kind of, for personal reasons, would prefer not to remove that. So that just, I used the other four in every place that I could, and I want to use more of them. So, down the line. With what Shakuna stole from the gnomes, I could start a bribing campaign for partnership. Hey, listen, I don't ask questions. Money is money. That's where these things go. Other than the application, what do we need? What I need in partnership push is real simple, Coven. I need viewers. I need numbers. We need to be averaging a number that we have never averaged, and that is 75. If we've been over 75 many times. I've had 500 people in the channel before, but most of the time we are floating somewhere between 30 and 40 if I were to average them all together. And on like day streams like this one, we usually get up to like 20, 23 or 24 or so. And during the big Curse of Strahd, which is probably the biggest appeal streams, those are usually 45 to 50-ish. But until it's consistently doing 75, partnership is just not likely unless Twitch decides they just want to do that. And they have partnered many people that don't fit those numbers, but then it's just up to the will of Twitch to just decide to do it. Whereas if you have those numbers, then they just sort of automatically do it. So if you want this to happen, and I certainly do, then just keep spreading the word and let's keep building the audience. That's how we do it. I could start advertising on all the nerdy subreddits. Well, I mean, listen, as long as the advertising isn't obnoxious, I certainly don't mind people doing that as long as it's not like, if it's spamming, then obviously don't do that. But I would trust you not to do that. If it was just sort of normal, hey, check out this channel, well, yes. I mean, I would love to have more people in there. We tend to keep a lot of the people that we get. When they show up, they're like, hey, you guys are pretty cool because they're delusional. No, because we are pretty cool. So, but anyway, let's get into the gamebook stream. But just again, great stuff from Terry.
To know one.
And I never said anything different. Never said anything different. And Terry, of course, also is. She's also doing. Can I tell them about the other illustration thing that you're doing for me? That.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So she's also, because Terry's really into heraldry, and so she's making me
show the sketches if you want.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here, let me pop that up then. Oh shoot, that means I gotta open up my Discord again. That's fine. Because she's making, oh, there we go. Nice. So you can see, chat, she's making coats of arms, and I'm gonna be picking number 6, which let me see if I can slide that over.
Well, I can just zoom in.
Yeah.
The power
number
of
6.
Oops, that's the wrong button.
What am I looking at? Okay.
There.
So
it's a bit pixelated because that is like the version I sent you instead of the one I drew. So
look at that. So
at
chat,
least you can tell what it is.
Right? How sick is that? That is like, yeah. And she was like, she's like, well, I'm in quarantine and kind of bored. So, do you want me to make a coat of arms? I'm like, yes. So she made this. So isn't that awesome? I'm telling you, right, Arudinel? Like, and then she was asking me like where my last name. My real last name is Wilson. And so it's Scottish in origin, although I really am more German than that. I have German, Irish, and Scottish, and then, miscellaneous.
Oh, we don't
basically.
have any rules for heraldry, special rules for heraldry in German.
So I figured it was fine.
We don't even have an authority for that.
So we've got the Scottish one, and my name Wilson. I was a sub-clan of the Gun clan, which was a big clan in Scotland. And the Wilson clan is best known for constantly being ambushed. Like, basically, my clan has terrible judgment, but is very survival-y. So it constantly was getting ambushed, but then somehow they all survived so that I'm talking to you.
Your average D&D player.
So, yeah, basically. basically. Except that, like, for us, it's just like, so much of D&D in those cases is a lot about greed. And I think for me, it's like, I'm sure they wouldn't do this to us again. So that apparently is the way these things work. But I survived. Apparently, my family has survived over the centuries. And that's why I'm talking to you now. So that is another reason why I'm a fan of the Phoenix, by the way, because the Phoenix burned into ashes. We got rid of it. Oh, no, we don't. It's back. So yeah. So we're in that same kind of combination. Who's the video editor that can piece together some stuff from tabletop? I don't entirely know what you mean, Coven, but thank you, Fram. It is really cool, right? Yeah, exactly. Way too optimistic for my own good. Boy, ain't that the truth. As far as the video editor, the person who did my video editing, Coven, was Kilobyte. I've now gotten a new audio editor on board, Gnome. and I'm going to be starting to look for a video editor down the line, but I haven't frankly had a need for a specific new video as of yet. Plus I was trying to build up my finances. Plus, Shadowed Mage does some of my overlays, has done a couple of my overlays, and I may turn to him for some things like the ArvCon splash screen. But for like an intro video and stuff, I'm going to be looking for a new video maker at some point. I just don't have an immediate need for it. Well, Chrono Wolf, I guess I could use Chrono Wolf for both, I guess. That's true, because Matt could probably put that together. I might talk to him about that. That's not a bad idea, Echo. The thing about him is that he really is a professional, like top-level video guy who does stuff with, for game effects and design. So I'd have to be careful a little bit because I don't want to take advantage of friendship. I want to pay him, but I can't afford to pay him what he ought to get, which is the story of my life, as poor Terry probably knows. But I want to be able to pay him. So anyway, I'll think about it. Another person who does video editing is Rob, but Rob spends his entire life doing it. So I'm pretty confident Rob would not be like, hey, do you want to do more video editing? He'd be like, no, I don't want to look at a video editor. This is my entire life. So you might have asked him for me. What? Well, okay. Is that a Halo? You know what, Echo? Seriously. I don't know. I'll see. At some point I'll talk to him about that. Yeah, I don't want to I don't know. Anyway, this is not what we should talk about right now. But regardless, that coat of arms is awesome, and I'm super excited for that. And I need to come up with. Did we talk about like a motto? I gave you the motto, right?
You told me like your motto right away. I can look it up again.
I think it was communication, community, and compassion, or compassion, communication, and community, right. Something like that.
Discord is being slow right now, so
that way the ads would have a taste of what's on the channel. That's a good idea, actually, Coven. Yeah, basically like a highlight reel, sort of an extended version of the intro video I do now, but with sort of like tabletop experiences and stuff like that. That's not a bad idea. I need to think about that because I'm so overwhelmed with work right now, Coven. I'd have to think about how to do that, but that's not a bad idea. Anyway, so let us get into this, folks, as we continue with Mines of Moria. And it's very appropriate, by the way, because I am reading my daughter right now, The Fellowship of the Ring. So they just got done with the council.
Don't read your daughter. That's rude.
What? Read to my daughter. I didn't say read my daughter. I have to read my daughter.
Sounded like that.
When you become a parent, you'll realize you read your daughter all the time. Okay?
Oh.
You read your kids constantly. But yeah, so, but I'm reading her The Fellowship of the Ring, and we just got through the Council of Elrond, and she was like, okay, and she was trying to guess who's going on the Fellowship. She's like, okay, so it's obviously going to be Frodo and Sam. It's not going to be Bilbo.
Wait, you haven't seen the movies?
No, my daughter?
Whoa.
No, are you kidding me? At the age of 12, she's too sensitive for that. She gets freaked out.
I saw The Fellowship when I was 11, I think.
You are a different person. My daughter is very sensitive. She's gradually being introduced to stuff. She loves The Mandalorian, so she's obviously picked up on it a lot. But she's very she can get nightmares from disturbing images, and so she had a hard time even with some original series Star Trek episodes and stuff. So gradually we're bringing her in. She finally saw the original Star Wars, and that was okay. She could basically handle that, although she struggled with when the guy's arm gets cut off. So that's what I mean. Like she's sensitive, so we're gradually introducing her.
Somebody's arm gets cut off in Star Wars? What?
Yeah, happens maybe more than once, actually. So, okay. All right, let's talk about the music. Yeah, some guy's arm. Spoilers, I know, right, Takanjia? How you doing, man, by the way? Okay, let's see. Let's go with, what are we going to do for a soundtrack today?
Good question.
Oh, I know what we can do. Rings Online OST. I was starting to look at yesterday. I was starting to look again at Lord of the Rings Online. I'm like, should I reinstall this game? Because it's I will give you the link.
Yeah, I was about to ask, can Zoom do the whole thing, sending the music by now, or?
Oh yes, actually that's true. Although
then I'm not
you won't see me. I don't know if you care, but you won't see me at that point.
I can just go to the stream.
To the stream to see me. That's
yeah.
Oh no, I can't. I can't because then it doesn't let you screen share.
Well, that's
Wait a second. Maybe now I can do that. No, I can do it. It's good. I fixed it. It's good.
Okay.
Share computer sound. online, share.
Oh, I hear a baby in the background.
Yep, that's my son. He made 2 appearances during my classes yesterday. He's just like he
Aw.
came into my Shakespeare class when I was teaching my Shakespeare class. So my class was delighted, and I was like, yeah, I'm like we're studying a play, and he's like, can we play a game? I'm like, yeah, that's not what that means. So
Oh, that's so cute
yeah,
though.
he's a cute kid. He's a sweetheart. All right, I'm gonna play this. Let me know if you can hear it. You won't be able to hear it yet.
I can't hear anything.
Hasn't started yet. Come on. Stay on target. There we go. You hear that?
No. It's fine, just send me the link. I'll live. We can figure this out some other time.
Okay. It should be on. You sure?
No, all I hear is your son in the background.
Huh. That's interesting.
Unless he hears the music, which I somewhat doubt.
Because I'm sharing my sound, so you should have it. Anyway, okay.
So
Well,
many
send it
things
over.
that should be but aren't.
Oh, speak of the devil. I was just talking about my son. Look who just appeared. All right, I'm going to stop the share then. I'm going to type it in. There. Hello.
Merci beaucoup.
Right on, my son. You want to come in and say hi? Here, saying hi to everybody. You see that we have everyone in chat, and then we have Terry, my friend Terry, who's doing the drawing. You see? See what she's drawing? You see that? It's Miniar.
Oh, how does Mini R feel about the new emojis?
Yeah, say, let's see. Miniarv, do you like... Let's play a game. I know, sweetheart, but I'm doing something right now. What do you think of this? What do you think of that guy?
First no game, then a play a game?
Yes. First, I do stuff, and then I can play a game with you later, okay?
No play game on
Play a game on my computer. Well, I'm playing a game right now as we speak. Aw, cute Arv. Well, he's that too. Chad, how is the sound? Is it too loud? Oh, you want to see the keyboard? Okay, just look at it though. It's good. Okay. Yeah, he is. Also, he's wearing. Let's see. Sound is good. All right. He's also wearing. The music is loud. I like how everyone's like, "It's fine. It's good," and then someone's like, "It's loud." God, make up your mind. Okay. All right, turn that down a little bit. All right. Also, hi, Genly, if I didn't say hi before. Okay. All right, I'm going to show them your... Here, stand up for a second. Right, you standing? Okay, you can see he's got his... Here, wait, let me go to the full screen. Hold on, webcam. There we go. So he's got his full... See, he's got his shirt.
Aww.
He's got his construction shirt, and it's lowering a moon onto the truck because there's his PJs.
That's
So,
so
like,
cute.
His construction of his dream.
Aww.
Right, he's a little builder. That's right. He's also going to be... How old are you going to be? How old are you now?
3.
You're 3. How old are you going to be in June? Do you remember?
4.
4. He's going to be 4 years old. I don't know if anyone
wow.
remembers this, but like that's crazy talk to me.
Yeah, that really is crazy.
I mean, little Arv is going to be 13 in January. She's
Whoa.
12 and a half already. Like, it's crazy. Give him a smooch. I do that all the time. Look at you, Blondie. 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 Goodness. So, put a book on his head, you'll turn around, he'll be in junior high. I know it, Aaron. I know. I am going to have been, as of April, actually, as of 5 days from now, I will have been streaming for 8 years. I started streaming in April 2012, which is hard to believe. But
When did I join? 3 years ago?
it must have been longer than that, right? I think I've known you longer than that. No?
It was shortly after Siege of Dragonspear came out, I think. Or was announced anyway. Because like that was like how I found your channel.
Right, I remember that, yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, are you going outside? You're going back to find mommy? Well, what are you doing? 'Cause you're going down there? Okay, Cannon, I gotta get started here, baby. Okay. Okay. Right, come up. Come on.
I go down.
You're going down and then out. You're just going down. All right. Come on, little boy.
Don't forget to yell timber.
Yeah, let me switch back to the. Let me switch back to our thing. Okay, hang on. All right. No. That is not a good idea. It's dusty down there. Come.
I'm so with mommy. I need to go in with daddy.
Wait, you can't what from that? Ugh.
Go in with daddy.
Well, in with Daddy. Well, Daddy's got to do stuff though. Do you want to stay with me? Okay. You can stay with me, but you have to be quiet. Can you do that? Can you be quiet and just while I do my thing? Can you do that? You sure? Okay, because then when you want to leave, you can leave, but you have to be quiet while I'm doing this. Okay? Good?
Does that mean I'm not allowed to swear?
Okay. Okay, but no going down on the floor though. Okay. All right. Mini Arv is going to stay with us for a bit while we do this, and then he will leave at some point. He is also incredibly stir crazy. We've tried to take him out as much as we can, but like, this is a kid who routinely was going to pre-K, who was going to out to this thing called My Gym, who was going to a thing called Kidville. Like, he was doing all of this like active stuff, and now of course that's all dropped to 0, and the only thing we can, because online is just not the same at all, and so the only thing we can do is we have a little postage stamp of a backyard, and we do take him out and up and down the street and try to do walks and runs and stuff, but I live in New York. Like, I don't live in Kansas in the middle of a field where we can just put him outside and let him run. So he is definitely feeling the I don't want to be here all the time 3.5. I know, Coven, I know it. That's what I'm saying. I know, I agree with you, but anyway, yeah, I figure it'll be okay. He'll definitely get bored in a little bit, and then I'll have to put him outside the room after a minute. So, because the thing is, I have a key to lock the door, but I'm always like, I don't know. It's hard for me to lock the door when I'm in the house with my kids there and just being like, get out, Daddy's doing work now. I have a hard time with that. Okay, so when we started our session, I know we're going to be reading this, Mines of Moria. When we started this, we are trying to restore the sacred honor of a particular clan of dwarves, and we're doing this by trying to find a document which would prove that the family has these lands, that their claim to these lands which have been usurped by a wicked rival is legitimate. And we need to find it and then get back to him before time runs out, basically. And so, as a consequence, we have got our person right here, and push this down like that so we can see what we're dealing with here. I think that's right. Let me just make sure. Yep. So we have got skill equals time. So we've had 7 days. We have to get back in 14 days. So half of our time is up. Stamina is endurance. We have 36 endurance, which is like hit points. 8 luck is strength. So we have a strength is currently 8. And then we've got agility. Agility is 9. Intelligence is 4. We don't have any gold, but we do have 8 provisions. We have healing herbs, a lockpick, a water skin, a suit of leather armor, a haversack, a short sword, and we have +1 magical bonus from a magic ring. And we also have, thus far, 4 save points and 12 experience points. So that's the deal with that. Your home, it took 20 to 30 minutes, plate inside my ankle, special boot. Extremely impressed with my ankle when the cast came off. My family is good. Good. That's awesome, Echo. I'm glad to hear that, man.
I can see.
Glad to hear it.
I can see.
Okay, let's see. If you lock the door, you can't have internet gold. What is this? Oh, yeah, that's my favorite gift. I don't know if you saw, Elias, this one where they have somebody like had a freeze frame of that guy doing another like presentation or something, and they had the door to his side, and the person just tweeted that out and then had a little thing underneath it which said, never has there been more tension built up around the existence of a closed door in our history. Like, everyone just staring at the door waiting for something to happen. Oh man, but thank you for the update, Echo. Yeah, I'm glad to see that is okay. All right, so here we go. Okay. Hey, Mrs. Dunsel, how are you? All right, so that is where we are, and let us start with page 170. And right now, Terry is drawing our Laura Hopesinger in the process of, I believe, climbing up, if I'm looking at this properly.
No, climbing down.
Climbing down into the mines. So, okay. So here we go. So the save point is as follows. So you ask Bane a question. That illumination from the pool, could it be light stones coming to life for your amulet? Perhaps, says the dwarf. The light does. You interrupt Bane. What was that? You have just seen a few small bubbles break the surface of the pool. As their ripples come out to the rock at the edge, Bane stops walking for a moment and lifts his crystal a little higher, as if its rays might pierce the water and reveal what lies underneath. I know not, answers Bane, nor may we want to. Why are you singing the alphabet? So, our first choice is, do you wish to continue to sing the alphabet or no? Okay. Here's what we actually have. Yeah, why no sing the alphabet?
Can he sing the dwarven alphabet? That is a question.
That is a good question. I don't think he'd be able to. You want me to
bad
open
parenting, apparently. Failed as a parent, or failed as a parent.
I know. I just don't I have a little bit longer than by the time he's 3.5 to teach him Dwarven? Don't I first need to get him speaking English?
No.
He's not even really speaking English that much, Terry. Like I need to,
Yeah, because he needs to learn Dwarven first, obviously.
I see. Can he sing the Klingon national anthem? No, he cannot sing other languages, people. All right. So let's see. We can either return to the last intersection, which is where we started from. So, and continue down the main corridor. P. Explore the tunnel to the left. And then, let's see. Examine the pool more closely.
4, 5, 6, 7.
This is so cute. Can you actually hear me?
He cannot.
Okay.
If you
Oh, so I can swear. Yes.
He'll just later on, when he's older, he'll realize that this is what you're doing. Explore the fish to the right. Okay. All right. So we've got return to the last intersection and go back, which is where we came from there. Explore the tunnel left, examine the pool more closely where there's the light, or explore the fissure to the right. What should we do? So dollar sign vote space and then the number you'd like to do.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Lying
No, he's like, no, ABC. He's like, no, don't do your drunken sailor nonsense.
That was actually, like with that song, we learned English in 5th grade back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we like did a lot of songs like that one and Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. And
So did you learn to say early Was that?
yeah, like actually, that's like one way they like explain to us like how slang works in English and stuff is weird.
That's funny. Early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken Carolyn? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning? Can you say early in the morning? That's good. That's good. Go balali, go bala.
Welcome to the live parenting stream.
First performance will be singing Drunken Sailor. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to do last call here. It looks like we've got 6 to explore the fissure to the right. Okay, the fissure to the right. Yeah, it's funny too because he has these flashes like my We were talking the other day about my mother-in-law was making cauliflower for dinner, and she's like cutting it, and she was like, she's like, I really don't like cutting cauliflower, and so my son is like, why? It's just like out of nowhere, and so she's like, well, I don't know, it's kind of harder to cut. And so little Arv said something to the effect of, yeah, it seems like, do you like it? Or, do you not like cauliflower? And my son was like, do you not really like eating? He said something like, do you not like eating cauliflower? And so she said, and so my daughter said the same thing. And then my son looks at my daughter and is like, sister, I already said that. Like, just like, I'm like, what? And then he goes back to his A, B, C, D. So there's like these little flashes where it's just like, and now I'm an adult. Now I'm back to being 4, to being 3.
Why, yes, sister. I have already made the exact same statement. Have you not been listening?
I cannot believe that the thing has happened with this stuff. What are you doing? No. I knew it was going to be too much. Too much to resist the temptation of pressing buttons on the keyboard.
Yeah. You should just get like a separate like old keyboard like from eBay, like a broken one that you can just like slam on.
Exactly. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Stop it! That's too cute!
It's too cute! Cuteception!
Like, I've been playing Animal Crossing for the past few weeks, so... Or like, since the release anyway, which is like 1.5 weeks, I think.
You can't
anyway,
touch the keyboard, honey.
I had my daily dose of cute. I can't handle anymore.
I'm sorry, you had your daily dose of what?
Of cute.
Of cute
I
for
can't
today?
handle anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That exactly, like Little Arv is Mini Arv's voluntary translator. Right, exactly. Well, he's just kind of like, I mean, he adores his sister. Like, oh man, he has been in his glory having her home from school too. So he's just like, wow, I get sister all the time. Okay, so we are going to explore the fissure to the right. Okay, we're going to explore the fissure to the right, Kaylin. Okay, 5 minutes has been added. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The fissure is a great crack which rises far up the wall of the cave. The inky blackness of its foldings is not easily pushed back by the dwarf crystal. Who should enter first? Asks Bane. A fair question, to be sure. The way is narrow, that is as much as you can tell. It may be best to send your companion ahead, for he is somewhat slighter than you and may be able to find the way easier. Well, Bane persists. All right, chat. So do we send Bane first, or do we go in the fissure first? Different kind of fissure. Is it Bane first or us first? So just tell me this in chat. Now, B-A-I-N. No, then it would be like, first you go first, and then you have my permission to die. Is he going to break the bat's back? Exactly. So Bane, stuff him in there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so right now everyone's sending Bane across, showing their courage and bravery. Evil Marin says Bean. Coven Guy says us. I'll put that down there. Okay. I'm saying us. Okay. Mr. Bane, Mr. Bean, us. It looks like most people are saying, so we have 3 votes for... 3 votes for us, but most people are saying to send Bane in. Good course, Fisher's going, you have no chances, Black. Exactly. Alright, so we're going to send Bane in. Alright, Bane. Go forward, Bane. Another 5 minutes. It says, you going out with Mommy? Yes, you can go with Mommy. I love you. You say bye to everybody? Can you, wait. Can you wave? Can you wave?
No time to say goodbye.
No time for goodbye. He's literally just like, okay.
I'm gone now.
And that was Mini Arf. Oh my goodness. He is a great kid. I mean, both of my kids are, I hit the kid lottery, so to speak.
But you have 6 kids? Horrible.
No. We would not be having discussions. I would be buried underneath children and would not, Yeah, no, we are done. We had 2, and we're good. We got 2 good ones. 1 boy, 1 girl. We're finished. Thanks. Okay, time to say hello, goodbye. He's late. Oh no. Okay, so you are well suited to this work, Bane. I think you should go first, but be careful. I will follow. Skeptically, Bane eyes the crack, then hoists himself up into it. By the light of the crystal he carries around his neck, you see his form slowly receding. Laughing wildly, you run in the other direction. No, I'm just kidding. I made that up. Then you follow. The sides of the fissure quickly close in upon you, and being rough, they scrape your hands and shoulders. Loose gravel slides under your feet. Okay, now we need to pick a number and add our perception bonus. The way this works, you folks may remember, is I ask someone to roll 2 6-sided dice. Tell us the number. We work on the honor system here, so please, this is a long, storied tradition. Please do not, stain the tradition by cheating. And then tell us, and then we use that. So, do we have Coven? I know you've done this in the past, or Echo can do it, or whoever wants to do it can do it. Okay, Echo is there for the volunteer. He's ready to go. So 2 6-sided dice, please, Echo. And then we will add our perception bonus, which is 2, to this roll.
Why do I never get true rolls? This is unfair.
Because you're too busy doing other things with your hands.
Pish posh.
Involving drawing and doing awesome stuff.
Humbug.
I have 2 6-sided dice from Gen Con. I wish I only had 2 6-sided dice. I have a lot of dice. And I'm some people just have, like, boxes of dice. Like, I always thought it was good to have a few sets of dice. But I never felt the need to have, like, 700 different kinds of dice.
It's always so cute when, like, somebody who's, like, just gotten into gaming and they're like, look, these are the dice I just bought. I love them so much. I'm like, I remember being there.
Exactly. It's so exciting. I know. Yeah, I got it.
And then, like, it's just, like, a matter of time until they, like, hate these dice specifically because, like, they just roll fumbles all the time.
And then they're always like, I don't use those. I only use this. Exactly. Yes, 2 times D6, please, Echo. And we are listening to Lord of the Rings online soundtracks. Good stuff.
So I think I got my first, like, special dice. It wasn't the full set. I think, like, just 2 separate dice. I think that one of my brothers had just being around.
Oh, yeah?
For my 11th or 12th birthday or something. So I still have those. Like a funky shaped D6 that's, like, kind of, like, shaped like a crystal.
I've seen those, yep.
Yeah, and D20, I think.
I've seen those. Yeah, Latro soundtracks are so good. I got to get back into Latro. It'd be fun. Okay, anyway, 7 plus 2 is 9. All right, thank you very much, Echo. Something is slithering up behind you. Ooh. You turn in the confined space, but see nothing clearly in the darkness and shadow. Then you feel the cold and clammy arm grasp your leg. Bane, you shout. Something has got a hold. You trail off as the clutching arm drags you back down the crack to the cave floor. The water of the pool is boiling and seething, and from it emerges a multitude of gray, slick tentacles that even now reach for you. Oh my god, it's the Watcher in the water! Drawing forth your weapon, you prepare to strike them. You must fight this watery horror, and you may not run away. Okay, let's see. It has EP of 40. All right, it has an offensive bonus of 7. That's a problem. All right, well, here we go. Let's put the battle up here. It's just called Water Creature. Water Creature has a skill, an offensive bonus.
I'm just going to imagine it as, like, a really cute seal, if I may.
Yes,
it's a water
big
creature.
tentacle waving seal.
But, like, also cute.
No, it's just a tentacle. You're like, but
well,
also
I'm the one who draws here, so.
Okay, that's really funny. Like this seal, like making a cute multi-tentacled seal. How do you kill a water creature? Same way as everything else. Okay, what is that line? Do you know what happens to a frog when it's been electrocuted? Same thing as everything else, right? Okay, so the way that combat works in this, it's actually been a while, so I need to double check and look again. Yes. So we take, we attack first. We subtract the defender's defensive bonus, and they have a 0, from our melee offensive bonus. Well, the problem right now is that we do not have much of a melee offensive bonus. So we also have 0 and 0, so we have to pick a number, and then we see how things go. And we cannot run away. It's not allowing us to run away, which is unfortunate.
Railroading.
I know, right? Exactly. Who DM'd this? So let's see. So I'm looking to see if there's like a ranged thing, like a missile OB, but no, I think it's just melee. So we've got a 0. Okay, so we're gonna pick a number. So just roll that 2 dice. You're right. Yes, she gets to decide how to draw. It's true. Okay, so roll 2 dice and tell me what you come up with, please, Echo. Let me see if I have the. You are eaten by.
Just imagining
yes, 2d6.
the Kraken from Ninja Sex Party's release a Kraken video. Like that one is just.
I was thinking about the old.
Design.
I don't know if you ever saw the old ninja YouTube like comedy videos where like this guy pretends to be a ninja, and there's this whole sequence where he's like, "Let's say you're fighting a Kraken, and every time he says Kraken, there's like echoes of the ninja says like 3 times Kraken in different spots on the screen. 5 + 2, 7. Okay.
No, I do not know that.
Can I? Yeah, it's really funny actually, but it was there a while ago. Can I roll next? You got to talk to Echo about it, Genli. I'm happy to have you do it, but you're gonna have to resolve it with Echo. Okay. So 7, so that's 3. So that means that we have 3 points of damage has been done to this thing. Okay. So now it is going to strike back against us. So we attack it, and then I assume it attacks us next. Its offensive bonus of 7 is problematic, I would say. Let's see. So then you attack and then he attacks you. Yes. Okay, so we are going to have him pick a number, and then the problem is they have a bonus of 7, so that means that we have to be real careful about how these rolls go. 10. Okay, we are knocked out and made unconscious by this thing. Okay, the creature has defeated us.
Actually, are we dead?
Yeah. Before Bane arrives to help, the horror from the pool has squeezed you into unconsciousness. The last sensation you have is that of slipping beneath the surface of the pool, being enveloped by cool, silent water. Your quest has come to a sad conclusion. The end.
Well, stream is over. Bye! Thanks everybody for coming.
Oh, man. Deaths equals 1. We were taken out by the Watcher in the water. Man.
Oh wait, we're not actually in the mine yet?
No, we're in the mine. We're like in
okay.
one of the bottom floors or whatever. Man. All right. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay, so we know what we're dealing with here. All right. So death number 1. Let us return to our last save point, which was page 170. And you may remember that I had talked about the various things that we could do. There were these ripples here. So we now know what's in the water. Just keep that in mind, folks. So the question is, now that we know what is in the water, do we return to the last intersection, which is where it came from, explore the tunnel to the left, examine the pool more closely, or explore the fissure to the right? Now, last time what we did was we came from the last intersection, but last time what we did was we explored the fissure to the right, and you saw what just happened. So probably not a good idea to do that, I would guess.
What is that thing that you keep calling a fissure?
Like a crack in the wall. Fissure.
What again? Sorry.
It's a crack in the wall. Is sort of like a just like a crack in the rock wall.
Okay.
That is open, and it's spelled Fissure.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now I got you. Because I'm like always thinking, what does a fisher do?
Yeah, not like a fisher, like there's some guy there who's just like, hey, what's up, with a fishing pole.
Yeah.
See, that's you thinking Animal Crossing again, right? Like just going and fishing.
Listen, it's such a good game.
So tell me, what I've heard about Animal Crossing is that it's very chill and very relaxed.
Yes.
But is it like, I don't know how to describe this. So I found Stardew Valley, which I know everyone loves, but I found it, for me, I didn't like it because there was too much going on, and I always felt like I was missing stuff, like I was missing out on things. So
No.
Is that
like comparing apples and oranges?
Okay,
like,
totally different.
The thing is, Animal Crossing is its own genre. First of all, you can't compare it to any other game because I don't know any other games like it.
Okay.
Except for like stuff like My Sims and like other shovelware style games.
Okay.
Who are like trying to copy Animal Crossing, but like no, it's like super chill. It's very, very slow paced, like to the point where it's really annoying sometimes how slow paced it is because you're just like, I just wanna donate the stupid fossil that I just dug up. Why do I have to identify it first and then give it to you and then listen to you explain what this fossil is? And
Right. It's capitalism the game, Hilna says.
Oh yes, actually.
And also Fire Festival the game. Animal Crossing is a virtual furry experience without the more adult activities. Okay, I just want to be clear for a minute before Terry goes on. So, and by the way, last call on this chat. So it looks like we're going towards the left. So just last call on this chat. I just want to point out that, so Hilna says it's capitalism the game, Fire Festival the game, and Uncle Elias says it is a virtual furry experience without the more adult activities. Please explain to me how a game is a capitalism the game and also a virtual furry experience.
Well, because like you have a capitalist overlord who is also a Japanese raccoon, so.
I see.
Like everybody except for you is anthropomorphic animals.
Okay.
Like you're the only human. Well, it's the other players, I guess, if you play in multiplayer.
Okay. I see. So I should talk to Trent about this? Is that what you're telling me?
Actually, I did talk to Trent about it, and apparently he never played it, which
What?
really surprised me.
Okay. Your ultimate goal is to get a musician to come play a concert on your island. I would like a new version of that where your ultimate goal is to actually get someone to let your band play. That's the more realistic musician approach, is finding places to play and then getting paid for it.
Well, actually, like every day, like your villagers go to the town square and sing together, so that's the thing.
Oh, okay. So there's something. It's also elite socialism. What? How can it be capitalism and elitist socialism?
Don't question it. Like,
okay. So far,
it's like
everything I've told you, you're like,
interpret a
Yeah.
lot of it in it, because like it doesn't explain much about its whole setting and stuff like that. It's just like,
it's a game where a raccoon. Hey, what's up, Caro? It's a game where a raccoon cons you into going to a deserted island, kidnaps you, extorts you to buy your own tent, and you build his whole city for him while paying him for it, and he owns everything. What are you all talking about? Every description is like weirder than the last one. It's capitalism, it's elite socialism, it's being a furry, and then you're kidnapped by an evil raccoon. I don't know much about it. I watched about an hour of play. Okay, Elias. The
like
economic
the thing is, like
model's
everybody who just said stuff like that is actually absolutely right,
Okay,
but
great.
it also does not describe like the actual experience, like at all.
I
It's
should
just,
play
like,
it just because it sounds awesome.
It is fun. It really is fun, and also it's like super kid friendly. So
Yeah. That evil raccoon donates money to orphanages. That's part of his plan, right? Oh my goodness,
wait, I
that's
think
funny.
there's local multiplayer.
There is, although I looked into that actually, and I saw that it looks like the local co-op, you have someone who just assists you or something. My daughter and I are finishing up Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Switch.
Oh,
Which is great, by the way.
Yeah, I have that one.
She's really been having a lot of fun with that. So when we're done with that, I might move on to that next. So I can't kill the fat crook and bury his worthless carcass somewhere. Oh man! All right, we're exploring the tunnel to the left. Okay, here we go.
So like the game becomes more interesting the more you are familiar with like Japanese like folklore as far as animal is concerned. Like why is this Japanese raccoon dog, which is a tanuki by the way?
Tanuki, right? Yeah, I
Yes,
thought that's what that was.
but like a lot of people don't know what a tanuki is. So, like why is that thing such a capitalist and it all makes perfect sense? And like why is he the only one wearing pants on this island? It also makes a lot of sense when you know Japanese folklore.
I was going to say, even though I don't, it does not surprise me it's coming from Japan. Here's an example. Early in the game, you build a bridge. You have to use about 10 pieces of wood. Later in the game, you're charged 98,000 bells for the raccoon to build it with no option to build your own. Okay, well, so it's Donald Trump, the game, is what you're saying. Well, no, and then if it were really to be Donald Trump, then he'd also have to destroy much of the island and then laugh while he talked about how great it was, right? That's how this goes down. Okay, so you reason your course of action, and that was all 15 minutes to figure that out. You kind of do that. Awesome. Outstanding. Well, we cannot swim to the will, nor do I think the fissure will lead to a good end. The corridor outside, too, seems cursed with water. I say we should take a closer look at the tunnel back there. What say you, dwarf? Bane looks over at you, the worry plain on his face. Wow. Look at this, chat. The worry plain. Look at how they spelled plain. The worry plane on his face. So an airplane flies across his face.
Cool.
The worry plane. Ah, the airplane of worry. The worry plane on his face. At first I would say, it must have hurt. I agree. No wonder he's upset. At first I would say we play out the main tunnel. They're saying his face is flat. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's doing, Verindo. What's up? At first I would say we play out the main tunnel, but this one may suit us fine. Let us go. With that, the two of you skirt the pool to the left and head back toward the tunnel opening leading deeper into the unknown depths of Moria. Once inside and traveling down the sloping passage, you chance some conversation despite the deadly silence. Bane, is this dwarf work? I would say so, though it is not finished, of course. Possibly they were planning to delve a mine here. After walking on a short way, the dwarf corrects himself. Not a mine. Notice how the passage now dips and twists? Maybe they were just expanding some steam tunnel or chute. Then the two of you notice that side corridors not only branch off this way and that, that's funny, Renault, but the tunnel splits in several places too. Sometimes the ceiling stoops low so that you are both forced to bend over, while at other times it slants, dives, and even drops away at your feet. Then Bane speaks. I question the wisdom of this course now. If we continue any further, I am sure we will lose our way. Even now I am forgetting the way we came. His voice falls dead upon the close walls of the tunnel. I too am unsure of the way, you admit. So now we have a big decision, chat. We've got to make a big decision. And the big decision is as follows. Do we... What should we do? Do we... let's see. Do we turn back... Turn back and make our way... Not make our way. Our way... out... to the main tunnel. We were traveling before entering the cave. Or turn back to the pool. Or turn back to the fissure. Or keep traveling. Alright, so do we turn back and make our way out to the main tunnel we were traveling from before entering the cave? Do we turn back and just go to the pool? Do we turn back and go to the fissure? Or do we keep traveling? Now, we know that 2 and 3 probably doesn't make a lot of sense because we just tried that. But we could, if we want, just be like, the hell with this dead end and go all the way out. Or keep traveling because this is a different area than we've been before. So, now is your chance to get these votes in. Make your vote clear. I'm digging this music.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
I am digging it. Okay. Okay.
The worst change ever made to D&D lore is when they decided that halflings would wear shoes instead of going barefooted.
Because, yeah. Well, I always wondered a little bit about the whole idea about, well, you know, their feet are really tough. And I'm like, I don't know, man. They're walking up through Moria. Like, at a certain point, I don't care how tough your feet are. Okay, so keep traveling. All right, last call, last call. Looks like chat is mostly decided upon this. Although Elias feels like he wants to take another crack at the water creature, apparently. Last call, last call. Depending on how things go, we may have need for this drawing of yours, Terry. I think. I have a sense. All right, we're going to close the poll, and we are going to keep traveling. Never mind, you say, with little confidence. We have come this far. We may just as well continue. The dwarf has little enthusiasm for this course of action, but follows your lead in any event. Top is ours. Okay, so wait. Top is ours. So that means it's 7 days, 1 hour. Onward you go, treading even lower, ever lower and deeper where the air is hotter and more stifling. The passage, if anything, becomes more complex in its twistings and switchbacks, though it descends steadily. We're lost, and that's the Durin's truth, says the dwarf. I've completely lost my bearings. I cannot tell how many levels we've descended, though I'd say 3 or more to guess. I'm sorry now that we have come this way. It may be our undoing, but all we can do is continue. Alright, so now we pick a number, Echo, or Genly, if you guys worked it out. It's up to you, either Genly or Echo. You two can decide amongst yourselves. The number is not 42. Genly this once. Alright. Okay. Shoot. Me for now this once. Alright. Do it up. 2 6-sided, please, Genly. Correct, yes.
This does not line up properly.
Alright. Oh, I saw that you retweeted my, my comment, my thing, Genly, about the PhD. I'm with you. Okay. All right. It's actually a good thing, Genly, because one number higher actually causes us to end the game. I just took a look. So that's just in range. Okay. Hopelessly lost, you and the dwarf travel on, guided only by the faint light of Bane's crystal. Then, after taking yet another confounded side passage, a foul stench is brought to you upon the merest stirring of the air. That smell is bad, says Bane. No mistaking it, though, you reply. Carrion it is, and long dead, I would say. The odor is mixed with others none better. It may be folly to seek it out, but it is a lead. What say you? I would no sooner come to its source than rot in some hole myself. I cannot make up my mind. You decide, urges your companion. All right, will we seek out the origin of the stench? Or not? Will we go seek out the origin of the stench? Which, let me note, is at least something. We're kind of lost in these tunnels. Yeah, no, usually higher is better. So you can tell me this just in chat.
The dark
everybody.
eye, it ain't. God,
Yeah.
that system. Did you ever think to yourself while playing D&D, oh, I wish this had more ridiculous math in it, and I had to roll 3 die to decide whether or not I can climb a tree?
Yes, and that's why I didn't play 3.5. No, I'm joking. Even there, it wasn't the same. No, I know what you're talking about, though. I've seen some systems that are like crazy overboard like that. Correct, Genly. Not go back. It's just sort of, it doesn't really say what happens if you don't check out the scent. So, yeah. Uncle Elias goes that way. Follow the nose. Kitra says to follow the nose. So we've got 2 there. Right, I know. Go check it out. Go check it out. Yeah. I'm just not myself a huge fan of super crunchy systems. I like systems that have mechanics that aid the narrative. I don't particularly like systems. I mean, they're fine, but systems that are more about just telling stories. I mean, I can do that myself, right? So I like having something where the mechanics does something, but I don't like it where the mechanics override the rest of it. It's the thing that I've sometimes been frustrated about with Shadowrun. I think it's too crunchy. I felt the same way about Pathfinder, which is of course based on 3.5. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a big super crunch guy, comparatively. All right, so it sounds like people are going super crunch. Are we going
New
towards
cereal
that?
brand?
Super crunch, or that super hot game? Took about 6 hours for one combat, right, Helmus? No, I mean like the first edition of those. You could do a lot more theater of the mind type of stuff, and that's fine. But the question is how much you have to kind of play around or ignore the rule book and how much it assists you. All right, I'm going to assume it sounds like people are asking us to follow the stench. Hello, Rogan. Would I mind asking Terry about... Oh, okay, for the full thing. I got you on this. Would you mind asking Terry about how many layers she typically uses on a drawing like this?
For this one, I'm doing 4 layers right now. But it really, really depends on how many details there are and on how right I am getting things, and also on how much I care at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have not myself, Genli. That's Modifius's one, right? Isn't Modifius that does Star Trek Adventures? The company that makes it, I think, is who makes it. Spelling things are always going to be fun. Fingers crossed for a corpse. This trail is easy to follow, though disheartening, for the odor saps your strength and determination. You are not filled with determination. After a time, you come upon its source, a modest cavern with the center a deep bowl and the outer edges rife with tunnel openings. It seems all the paths end here, says Bane. But what is this place, and who is knocking on my door? Yes. Hi. It is Little Arv. The two of you step closer to the edge of the pit and see by the light of the amulet that it is filled with old corpses and refuse. The reek is overpowering. Your head swims, and for a brief moment you feel as though your legs will come out from under you. It would be a cruel fall into the pit. Pick a number and add your perception bonus. Okay, I need us, please, someone to pick a number. Yeah, she was just doing something with a printer. I'm not entirely sure what. Probably just grabbing some paper. No, not that kind of number. 2d6 illness. Yeah, Gygax was brutal. Yeah, Gygax was well known to be basically like, you die. I mean, like, you know, he was the Tomb of Horrors. There's a reason he was the Tomb of Horrors guy. 2 + 1 = 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Some hideous and shadowy form quickly comes up behind the two of you in absolute deadly silence. In the following combat, you are surprised. We're surprised! Bane, you cry out in a hoarse voice. Look behind you. Just beyond the dwarf, a huge shadow with many faceted pale eyes has arisen out of nowhere. Bane turns. His crystal reveals a sickening spider beast just as it knocks him into the pit. Then it comes at you. You raise your weapon in time to meet its lunge, but the spider is irresistible, moving upon you with its great bulk. Bane in a clatter scrambles out of the filth to attack the beast from the side. You are engaged in combat. Oh my goodness.
We are engaged.
Okay. So we are engaged. Very exciting. Just want to make sure I know about the whole surprise thing. No, I'm not confused. This is sort of a like, guess what would have happened if we did it another way? Okay. But this time it does not say we have to do melee, though. We are surprised, and if we're surprised, let's see what that means. If we are surprised... Does it say anything about being surprised? It had a big thing in capital letters about being surprised. It literally does not tell me what surprise means. Really? I'm just going to assume then that means that they get to attack us first. I'm guessing that's what that is. So, we have a giant spider. His offensive bonus is 5. His defensive bonus is 4, and his EP is 50. For those of you keeping score at home, that's a lot of health. So, okay, maybe it's just flavor adjectives. No, because it's in capital, sort of like capital S, surprised, as if it's like its own thing. Okay, so we are engaged in combat. So first thing it's going to do is it's going to try to attack us, which it will see that we got a 4. So right now we have a defensive bonus of 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay. So that's 3. And he rolled a 4, which means it does 3 points of damage to us. Okay. Now it's our turn. Okay. Please roll a number there, Echo, please. And let's make it as high as we can. We can do ranged combat here, I'm going to say, because it doesn't say that we can't. So missile OB is 1. Its defensive bonus is 4. So put that together, and we're looking at a -3. Five total. That's 0 damage. Okay. So now it is its turn. So I realize that I'm not showing the full oh, for God's sake. So yeah. I rolled 12 and right. So, during the heated battle, you feel a cruel stinger pierce you, and you know that you have been injected with a foul and deadly poison. Eyes rolling into the back of your head, you hear Bane calling, but his voice seems far away. All goes black, and you remember no more. Your quest has come to a sad conclusion. Appropriate music for this moment. Sigh. That's what happens when I roll double sixes.
What is this, Dark Souls?
I mean, really, this is like the Dark Souls of Moria, apparently.
Oh God!
You you did, Anidel. Just come in time to witness death. I didn't kill you. It was the spider.
Sure.
Don't blame me. Arvin Gygax. Hey, look, I'm just the messenger, all right?
Is it a coincidence that both Arachne and Arv start with an A? I think not.
I see. Arav, yeah. I you know, if I were a spider, it might explain things, but okay. So we are back to the same save point, folks. 2 deaths. This has been not a great opening, you know, for the session. Let's get it together here, chat. Let's make it happen. All right. So we are now back at the pool. So again, now theoretically we could have defeated the spider and we lost to the spider, but we also may want to just leave this bloody cave and go back. So the question is, I will basically ask, do we want to return to the intersection? So this is now back in the room with the pool. That was our save point. So do we want to return to the intersection? Go down main corridor? Question mark. Do we want to explore the tunnel to the left? That's the one that we just went down. That we got lost and then found the spider and then got dead.
Got died.
Got dead real quick. Examine the pool more closely. And we already know what's in there. Or explore the fissure and we know what happens there. So there are your choices. Which is making me think this is like House of Hell territory with this cave. Maybe we should just get the hell out of this cave. It sure seems like Day of the Dead. It really does remind me of what happened with House of Hell or whatever, where we went to that one section and they have all of these like side branches and everything, but every side branch leads to death. Like they literally put together all of these side branches, all of which eventually lead to death. You just can't go to that spot. If you go into the kitchen, in fact, I think we still have that quote. Yeah. The kitchen is doom. You just don't go into the kitchen. It's just bad. Anytime you go in there is just bad. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. I thought it was toast. Okay. Last call.
I really need to replace a tip on my pen. Really, really worn out, but I don't remember where I've stored my replacement tips. Please send tips. Please.
Motivists follow these strategies. I had missed what you said, Genli. Yep, go check it out. Okay, there we go. You'll make another one later. Fair enough. I always make calls. You make a good point, Aaron. Last call for this particular vote. All right, we're going to return and go down the main corridor, which I think is a good idea because this cave can just go be shot into the sun. All right, so we're going to cut this back to...
I love how it's like obvious that you want to say like some rude word, but it's like, no, I do not swear, no. And then, like,
I try to stay family friendly if I can.
Yeah,
Listen,
I know.
what it is that when I do drop a F-bomb, and I have on occasion, I really mean it. No, completely reasonable, Genly. Okay. I looked at the wrong thing for a moment to go back to this area. And and the first thing I read was, though the hammer has not killed you, the impact of it causes you to fall to the ledge. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I looked down, I'm like, oh wait, it's the next one that I'm supposed to be reading. Okay. So let's not ever do whatever the heck that was. Soon you begin splashing through this watery tunnel, though the liquid is fetid and foul. As you continue, the passages slope down enough to bring the water up to your waist. Bane spies a low corridor off to the right diverging from the main tunnel. When you come to it, you discover that this side tunnel becomes completely submerged after a short way. We might try it anyway, you suggest. Perhaps it rises up after a few yards. I think not, counters Bane. That way is probably blocked with water as far as we could go. So, will we continue along the main corridor, or do we go down the side corridor despite Bane's warning? What say you? Do we continue onwards? And you can just tell me this in chat. Yeah. Continue. Now, of course, chat is just kind of like, we've gone away from the typical RPG thing of, explore every side corridor. And like, now it's just kind of like, go straight. Don't look. Nope. Stay on target. Nope. Don't worry about the squirrel. Just go straight. Okay. So continue along the main corridor. And I do have to give this book credit that it does make it where sometimes it really does make sense to just keep going. It's not one of those deals where it's never bad if you go off and explore something to the side. You have to choose carefully. Sometimes it is good, but not always. Okay. So as you continue, the level of the water slowly drops as the corridor is on an incline. On the right, you notice that a small rock slide blocks a drainage basin. Once the corridor is reduced to harboring nothing more than isolated pools, you note a marked increase in mossy patches lining the walls. Also, large fungi grow out of damp cracks in the floor. The tunnel begins to dip again and curve, becoming more and more irregular. Finally, it splits again. This time it is not obvious which is the side tunnel. One branch veers left while the other goes right. I'm going to add a save point here because of all that disaster back there. So, do we go left or do we go right? What say you, chat? And we're off any map, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm not showing you a map. None of the maps fit here, so...
Not that they've been proven to be useful anyway in
True,
the past.
Exactly. Not that maps have ever demonstrated their quality, but... Okay, so we've got right, left. So we've got 3 rights, 1 left. I wasn't paying attention to the left. 3 rights, 2 left.
Shown here.
4 rights, 2 left. Yeah, exactly. I love that drawing. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rights, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lefts. 4 rights and 4 lefts. Oh, we need someone to break this tie. I know, we'll split the party. Half of chat will get one way, half of chat... Okay. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that.
No?
No.
Sad.
Left. All right. So.
I think this one is basically done.
Nice. That what I was thinking was that you'd be using that to go down into the pit where the spider was, but then we died, and so that never happened. So we will see what happens next. Okay, that's great.
Well, I mean, if you remember, like, was it the very first book we did? Where we were, like, killed by some... What was that? Like, giant mosquitoes or something?
Yes.
Like, I did
It
draw
was the
that
Forest
scene.
of Doom, I think, and there were these giant mosquitoes. Yeah, that was funny. That's a good one. I love the shading on that too. The shadows are really
Thank you.
solid. And I wasn't sure about the
Why,
expression,
yes,
and now
they
that I
are
see the
indeed
expression,
solid, not soft shade.
yes, that's true. So that's a good point. I was mixing my metaphors there, but I love the expression on Laura's face as well.
Thank you.
So I'm tempted to tell you to make a cute tentacle monster, but then we also have the giant spider, which could be fun. Or
No, I'm drawing the cute tentacle monster.
I agree. Okay, I had a feeling. Okay, so it looks like chat is going to go to the left. Soon after taking the left path, the ceiling gently lowers down to a mere and restricting height of 4 feet. This says both you and the dwarf are forced to bend over. I beg your pardon, Laura is not forced to bend over. The dwarf is forced to bend over, but not you because you're an awesome halfling. Within moments, you come upon a low door, no more than 3 feet in height. Okay, that you probably have to bend down for a little bit. It is peaked and girded with deeply engraved runes after the dwarvish fashion. Bane moves up next to it and, holding his crystal up to the writing, begins to read. It says, "Here lies Noen, son of Narni. Know that he lived long, graced by Durin, and made fine crafts of armor." The tomb of an armorer, you repeat with somewhat less reverence. It is well known that dwarves bury their dead with their most prized possessions. Should we enter the tomb or pass by the tomb and continue on, chat? I mean, I would like to point out that you are with a dwarf. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so Aaron says enter. Rudnell says loot it. Anydel says enter. Time for another death. Rogan says a tomb, what could go wrong? Loot it. Okay, everyone's loot, enter, loot. All right, so chat wants to go in. You raise a hand to push open the door, but quick as lightning, Bane grabs your hand in a fierce grip that is, at best, over tight. What are you doing, you ask, rather shocked. The dwarf's crystal, which now hangs about his neck, casts strange and wavering shadows over his face, but the fire in his eyes is clear and piercing. You shall not enter, he states plainly. You shall not pass. No, I said that. I will do as I choose. Who are you to stop me? I am a dwarf, and I will not stand by and allow a tomb occupied by another of my kind to be rummaged through just so that odd trinkets and other things which strike your fancy can be carried off. Find an orc hole if that's what pleases you, though I would think those foul spawn do not revere their dead. Do you insist upon entering, or will you pass the tomb by and continue along the corridor? So, what do we say, chat? I don't know, Rogan, but it sounds like he does not want this tomb being, created. We should move on, Sai. I would enter but promise not to filch anything. Well, I mean, pretty much the only people down here are you and this dwarf, Marinda, that are, that are part of your team, so you don't have a lot of options. I said, Genli, that he was very much, he's very much not happy with the idea of you going into this tomb, because it's a dwarven tomb and he doesn't think it should be desecrated by our presence. Pass anyway? Pass anyway meaning don't go in, right? Is that what that means? I think, Coven, that everybody knows that the gods exist, and so in that world, and so the overwhelming majority would be worshiping them, because it's not like you can pick and choose because you don't know. Like, they do know, or at least they think they know about the existence of others.
Huh, I always had another impression about, like, religion in Middle-earth.
Yeah.
Like, basically, people are very much, like, except for, like, the people who, like, actually know that God exists. Like, like old elves and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But, like, aside from that, I don't think people care much about gods.
Well, maybe. I don't think they
particular.
spend I don't think they spend a lot of time thinking about it, but I think it's just an accepted part of life, that doesn't really come into play. I think it's important though for them, but I don't think it's not something to like have a debate over for them, was always my impression of it. But obviously there are people that just are like, I need to do what there is now. Can we make a save point? No, we already had a save point. I have to be careful about how much I dole these out. This is old school, Rogan, right? Graph paper, no need for save points. Right, exactly. Well, that's kind of it, right, Miranda? Well, no. If you knew gods existed and they could do bad things to you, you would still worship them. I mean, just watch, oh gosh, what's the name of what is the name of the episode with Apollo in Star Trek where they come to his planet and they find that Apollo, like the Greek gods, were actually aliens with incredible power, and he'd been waiting for Earth to come back, and he demands that they worship him, and they don't want to do that. And God, I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna have to think about that later. Okay, so it looks like we are going to pass. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Trisha Matz. Who mourns for Adonis? That's exactly what it is. Which always confused me because Adonis isn't in that at all. It's like, who mourns for Apollo if you're going to do that? It's a good episode. Yeah.
Wait a second. Didn't Adonis die because of Apollo? Is that like the thing?
I guess, but like
for?
that's the I guess that's what they were thinking. But it just in the episode, I mean, their only interaction. First of all, they win. Spoiler, it's a Star Trek, and I don't know, like it'd be Apollo. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me that Apollo's the one that they have to worry about. Yeah, really cool.
No,
episode.
it's like probably more like they are gonna be Apollo in this scenario. Like
they're gonna replace who is actually Apollo, basically.
No, I mean like.
Because they're actually dealing with Apollo.
No, as in like they are taking the role of Apollo. Of Adonis.
Yeah, of Adonis to Apollo. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
But they don't. But no one mourns for them. They would mourn for the god who ends up like losing, and they feel kind of bad about it because they're like, well, he gave us so much, but we've outgrown you, and he basically gets really upset. And I don't want to spoil it, but anyway, there is a cool battle between like the Enterprise and him. It's like God versus ship. Go. They mourn for the red shirts, maybe. All right. So it sounds like we are going to pass it by. Okay. Properly rebuked, I think is what it says. Having been properly rebuked, you follow the dwarf until the ceiling begins to rise once more. Once you can both walk without bending over, you move ahead, patting Bane on the shoulder to reaffirm your camaraderie. Yeah, little Star Trek 5, right, Admiral Kirk? I am sorry, you offer. So am I, says Bane. Our enemies are the orcs and my uncle's cousins, not each other. Let us keep that in mind. Grave robber. No, I just made that part up. Okay. The two of you walk on until you enter a small chamber from which several tunnels lead away. A fine choice we have now, you say with a heavy heart. It may be easier than you suspect, begins Bane. Do you feel the draft? Yes, you answer, for a cool breeze blows across your face. It comes from that way. Your companion, or as it says here in the book, you companion, leads you over to a tunnel opposite. It leads upwards. Unlike the others, you can see that it soon opens out into a wider chamber. The other passageways lead down or twist quickly out of sight, and they are black. Very well, we shall go that way, but I feel myself getting ever more lost and desperate. We have little hope of getting back the way we came, reminds the dwarf, unless we can sprout wings and fly back up that shaft. Yes. Now I am truly sorry.
Why didn't they just fly on the eagles into Mordor?
Exactly. Well, you should have taken the eagles. That's how it should have ended. That's fair, Miranda. Yeah, no, I know what it's for. No, I know the reference, Trish. I just was wondering. It's one of those things where it sounds like, oh, I have a really good poem quote. I have a real good quote from a poem for this, and you're like, yeah, but it literally doesn't have anything to do with what happens in the episode. So it's like having an episode where they go to ancient Rome, bread and circuses, right? Where in this version of ancient Rome, Rome never fell, so it's like modern times now, and they still have slaves, but the slaves have health insurance and rights and stuff. And anyway, but so it would be like going there and then having it be called like those who are about to die salute thee, even though it's not about that at all. You know what I mean? Like it's a famous Roman or Veni Vidi Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Like what is that has nothing to do with that episode, So
Delenda Cartago is a great card to search.
there you go.
Oh,
You are
Oh
despondent.
wait, did we like was I on here till since Albert Uderzo died? Like because he died recently.
That's
like,
right, yeah, he
the
did.
Co-inventor of Asterix.
That's right, and no, I don't think so.
One of my favorite jokes from Asterix, by the way. Like
Asterisk
that.
is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Exactly, Hillness. Exactly right. I also love how Terry put all of this effort into the face. Like, look how incredibly cute the face. That is ridiculous. Okay, that is completely ridiculous. Like, look at the cute tentacled lion thing. Good grief. Are you gonna put little love hearts around it too? Like,
No.
You are despondent and worried that you may not be able to find your way back out to meet Bror. Not that you would want to with empty hands. The two of you walk up the tunnel. You are approaching an entrance which leads out onto a narrow ledge overlooking a vast rift which cuts through the mountain. Pick a number and add your intelligence stat bonus. All right. So let's see. What is our intelligence stat bonus? Intelligence. In the skill section. Oh, well, I'm not using the basic quest game. Let me see where the heck the intelligence is. Oh, yes I do. Intelligence is 4, my bad. Okay, so yes, pick a number and add your intelligence stat bonus. Okay, so please pick a number for me, Echo. It's a Disney seal. Yeah.
My cat is screaming from the kitchen.
Aw. Yeah, because the cat is like, don't believe it! It's a deadly beast! Don't make her make it cute!
She's more like, pay attention to me.
Isn't your boyfriend there? Can he give her attention?
Yeah, he just went, but like, he wants my attention. Like earlier, she tried to eat my headset, so that's the thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, it's... Okay, 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 4 is 12. All right. So... Bane, you ask of your companion. Are there many... And we got 3 experience points from this. Are there many such rifts in Moria, and are they bridged? Rifts? Yes, there are many. And Durin's folk could not turn all of them into grand chambers, for some were unsuited and the rest were just far too large. As for bridges, I suppose we'll discover any to be found. You're about to walk out onto the ledge when you have a thought and turn to the dwarf. Put your amulet aside for a few moments, Bane. We may not have our best view of the rift, but any cave creatures will not have their best view of us, and I suspect that some will be about. Let me go ahead then, for my eyes are better suited to this work. The dwarf tucks the crystal under his tunic, then feels his way along the tunnel out onto the ledge. You follow silently. The gulf before you is wide and deep beyond reckoning. Great pinnacles of rock hang out of the vast distance above or are thrust up from the depths below. The ledge you stand upon was obviously hewn out of the side of the sheer cliff which forms the wall of this side. It is a narrow way and will not accommodate you and Bane shoulder to shoulder. There is a fluttering away above, but it is brief and soon out of mind. Pick a number, please, Echo. Deep and wide, deep and wide. 7 plus 2 for our perception is 9. Okay. Across the dark chasm, you can just discern some movement along what you would guess to be another walking ledge. A hidden flicker of firelight shows some skulking creature, but at this distance you cannot be certain of what it is. Then sounds, muted and confused by the distance, come to you. Orc speech. Bane, there are orcs on the other side, but I cannot judge the distance. I see some of them, he says. They are level with us, but it must be several hundred feet across to the other side. They may see us standing here. We should be off. Just before you start moving along your ledge, you see torches spring to life on the other side of the gulf. Well, crap. Dark forms hold them aloft, and many of them are bobbing in the distance now like a procession of malevolent fireflies. That's something I don't want to have, malevolent fireflies. They enter a deep shadow just within view far to the right, then turn. There is a bridge, and they are crossing it. If they come this way, we are doomed no matter who or what they are, you say. It seems there is no comfort for us in Moria. True enough, replies the dwarf. We should follow this path. He gestures to the left. I agree, but give me your crystal first, for I will lead. In the dark, I would surely miss a crack or slide. That would send me deep into a place I would rather not go. Bane gives you the amulet on its heavy chain, and turning, you hurry off along the passageway. A steep wall rising to your left, and a sheer cliff dropping away to the right. Soon you come to a dark, hollow crack which opens into the face of rock on your left. Your pursuers, if indeed that is what they are, cannot be seen behind, since you have come around a great curving bend in the path. Should we enter into the crack off of the ledge, or pass by the crack and continue along the ledge? Exactly, Rogan. So, enter into the crack, or pass by and keep going. Because, like, do we obey the whole, like, keep going straight because we don't know what's here, you know?
So quiet all of a sudden.
Okay, let's see. So we've got enter the crack, into the crack. Let's see. Rogan says enter the. So 3 to enter the crack. Marinda says pass. Hilna says pass. So we have 3 people that say enter the crack and 2 people that say don't. So 3 yes enter, 2 don't enter. 3 dwarves enter, 1 dwarf leaves. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Last call on this. We have 3 to enter the crack and 2 to pass by. Anyone else? Anyone else? Last call. Going once. Going twice. And Admiral Kirk says enter the crack. Oh, it's interesting, Coven. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Okay, enter the crack. All right. You enter into the crack off the ledge. All right. You step through the crack and stand inside a pitch-black cave which the light crystal has difficulty illuminating. Bane steps in behind you. Why have you come this way? He whispers. If we're being followed, they may pass us by if we hide here, you explain. You hear a quiet rustling from deep within the cave. What was that? You ask with half a trembling breath. Look back that way, says Bane. You peer into the inky blackness and spy a pair of eyes returning your gaze. Then another pair comes to life. Then 4 more. Red and flickering they are, swaying slightly and grouped together. Orcs. Bane steps back. Pick a number, please. It looks like we're looking for lower rather than higher, if I'm reading this properly. Yeah, because you have to subtract your defensive bonus. Okay. 9 minus 1 is 8. Wow, again, Genly. Minus 1 is 8. Just enough, because 2 to 8 is the lower number. Wow, that's pretty crazy. A black dart passes you to one side, barely missing. We've a working orcs here, cries Bane. Quickly, we should run while we still can. He grabs your arm to bring you back onto the ledge. Do you follow Bane's advice and run, or stay and fight these orcs? What? Why? Okay, I'll leave that to chat. Chat, are we going to follow Bane's advice and run, or are we going to fight numerous orcs inside a crack? I mean, you know, far be it from me to tell chat what to do, but run away. I see it, Kirk. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, Aaron says run away. Hilna says run away.
Run away, run away!
Yeah, I think it's Sir Arv. Exclamation point Sir Arv.
Brave, brave, brave,
That's
brave,
right, Sir Roman.
Sarf.
So, Genli and Echo says fight. Everyone else says run. There we go. Brave Sir Arvin ran away. He bravely ran away. When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. Yes, brave Sir Arvin turned about, and gallantly he chickened out. Bravely taking to his feet, he beat a very brave retreat. Bravest of the brave, Sir Arvin. Yep, 100%. Totally agree. Where's my Arvin E shock at? I mean, Arvin E woe, people. Where's Arvin E woe? This is the reaction that we need. Okay, so we have more people voting for run than for stay. Last call. There we go. See, that's right. That right there. It's a crack, so we... Yeah, but we're inside it, Coven. That's the problem. No, I didn't miss yours. I saw your fight. The problem is we're inside the crack, Coven. That's the issue. I agree with you about funneling them, but they can't fan out. No, but they can. We're inside it, though. Because we're inside this little cave that the crack opens into. That's what I'm saying. All right. And by a narrow margin, it looks like we are going to run. Battle the insurmountable odds. Okay. You leap out of the crack onto the ledge beyond, just behind Bane, turn left, and then run along the ledge with arrows following. You look back to see a group of armored goblins numbering 20 or more rushing along the pathway also. Some of them carry torches newly lit, while all of them raise a battle cry and pursue you. With longer strides, you pass the dwarf, although that is dangerous, boy, I'll say it is, and hold the crystal ahead of you. Hurry, you urge. Doom follows us. Doom, 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 doom. As you run headlong into the gloom, leaping over ill-repaired and crumbling stonework, a terrifying sound comes up from behind, then surrounds you with its eerie echoes. War drums beat a steady thrum, thrum, and are answered by others in the distance. Thrum, thrum, doof, 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 doof. Bane calls up to you. We have awakened all the orcs of Moria. Run faster, they're close behind us. The ledge breaks into a set of shallow stairs which lead up, and these you take two at a time with Bane at your heels, or as it spells it here, Heals. Someone was sleeping on the job doing editing on this book, let me tell you.
What editing?
Yeah, I know, really. The wall of the yeah, that's are you making so she gave it a mustache. Really?
What? No! It's tentacles!
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Zoidberg mouth.
The wall of the rift... The wall of the rift at this point is closed within a mere 100 feet of the opposite side. Sallow orcs across the Gulf see you. Apparently all the orcs. That's a lot of orcs. Welcome back, Kitra. Sallow orcs across the Gulf see you, crying out to their fellows and lofting darts at your flying shadows. Arrows snap as they strike the rock at your shoulder or the stairs at your feet. The fastest goblins had now begun to climb the stairway behind you. Pick a number and add your running bonus. All right, we need a good running bonus. We need a good number here.
I think this is a darling boy that I'm drawing here. Don't know what everybody else's problem is.
I think you mean terrifying. I think it's still you, Genli, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it's supposed to be terrifying, right? Isn't that the point?
Yes, but then you're trying to also make it cute. You are confusing two separate reactions. This is terrifying. Well, it's... Yeah, it's terrifying because it's cute. Genli, again, with the 7 plus the 1 for a running bonus is 8, which is the minimum number that we needed for the higher result. So again, Genli, like, right close to the line in each of these cases. Okay. The 2... Oh my god, another. The 2 of run... I think that was supposed to be the 2 of you. The 2 of you run the top of the stair along the ledge and into the waiting darkness. Unfortunately, you were still exposed to orcish archers on the other side of the rift who continue to rain arrows down upon you. Seeking the safety of cover, you duck into a tunnel which has been delved from the pathway. It is dark and close, but with the dwarf close behind, you make your way along it. You soon discover that it curves around and down to the left, but the orc cries coming down from the rear urge you on. The tunnel ends perhaps 50 feet below where it started, and has come out to a bridge which spans the rift in 2 sections, the first leading out to a rocky column rising out of the deep, while the second extends the path over to the other side of the chasm. You hear orcs coming down the tunnel, and the ever-steady thrum, thrum of their drums continues to echo up and down the gulf. "The bridge! Let us go!" cast the dwarf, who was nearly out of breath. This is the part where you hear da 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 No, you can rain arrows down actually as a verb. That is a term that you can use. It's not as common, but that is a sort of figure of speech that's used. You run along the thin stone pathway as more arrows rain down from above, but when you get to the other side, another tunnel shelters you. The first of the orc torches light the bridge on the far side, though you can make out scurrying dark forms that have chanced ahead of the rest. "Keep going," comes Bane's voice from the shadows. "Are you sorely hurt?" The dwarf steps forward into the light of the crystal, and although he is bleeding from many wounds, he says, "I can follow." You begin to run again, but when this tunnel comes to its end, you fear you have too. The orc passage opens out onto the rift again, but the bridge that was once here has long since fallen into the gorge. A sheer precipice drops away at your feet. "No!" you wail. From beside you, Bane looks up and through the void sees a bridge and landing no more than 100 feet above you. "We must go that way," he says. "Are you mad? We cannot fly, but perhaps you've sprouted wings since last I saw you in daylight." "There is no time for jest with the orcs so close behind. Look here," and the dwarf shows you the rift wall near the tunnel's mouth. "There are handholds here, goblin-made but useful. They must use them to climb up to the next level, or the orcs will surely have their way with us here." You look up in despair, but see that the climb could be made. The wall is not quite so sheer, and the handholds look sturdy enough. The bridge above certainly looks more inviting than the depths below. "You first, Bane. Here is the crystal." You give it back and say, "You must find the best way, and let us hope the holds do not stop halfway up." See, here's where that picture you were doing could have worked, maybe, Terry. Bane begins his climb while you look back down the tunnel for approaching torches. "Follow me now," "Follow me now," calls down Bane, who had already managed to get up a fair distance. You set your foot into the first hollow prepared by the orcs just for such travel and grab another with your hand above. The climb is easier than you had expected, though that is of little comfort. Orcs have come out onto the landing below you. Despite the first of them tumbling into the gorge with the weight of the others behind, they call back into their ranks while the drums continue their thrum, thrum. They have brought forward their archers, and you are an easy target. 3 of them lift their bows and draw the strings taut. Oh my god. Taut, spelled T-A-U-G-H-T. No, that would be T-A-U-T. What do they have, a 4-year-old do the editing on this? Bane, they are shooting. Pick a number and subtract your defensive bonus. Okay, so we're looking apparently for a lower number, if I've got this right. Alright, Genly. Let's see what we got. Makes you wonder, Mirinda. It's just, I mean, it's a book that came out in the 1980s, I think 88. And it's kind of a... I mean, and it was copyright by Unwin Hyman, which is the successor to George Allen and Unwin, which first published Tolkien's work. So I'm a little surprised. And I mean, it was Iron Crown that did this, that was like, this was their thing. But I'm a little surprised, because usually work in the 80s was not this bad as far as this. Lesson to be taught there. Yeah, it doesn't, it says content editor is Peter C. Fenlon Jr. I don't know if that counts, content editor. Production, Kurt Fisher, Jessica Ney, Paula Peters, Becky Pope, Eileen Smith, Suzanne Young, Coleman Charton, Larry Brooke, and Leo Liddell. One of those people failed. One of them failed. Yeah, Middle Earth used different spelling, sure. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Okay, minus 1 is 7. Guess what, once again, was literally the highest number you could have gotten within that low range. Amazing, Genly. Every time. The orc arrows have all missed you, though they did come rather close to the mark. You have climbed beyond the range of their missiles, so lithe and strong goblin warriors now begin to ascend after you. Fortunately, you arrive at the landing where Bane stands before they can close to within an arm's reach, and for his part the dwarf has already prepared his own bow. With drawn string, Bane lets fly one of his own shafts, and with it knocks a climbing goblin back into the rift. The thrum-thrum of the orc drums drive on the others, though, and they have come close to the edge of the shelf. They do not make it to the top, however, as Bane sends arrows into several of them, while you drop rocks near at hand on the others. The wailing of the falling orcs cools the battle lust of the mob below, and the drums are silent for a time. They will not come up this way again, says Bane, but they will use another tunnel or stair if there is one. We should act well while we can. You look around you, now that you have a moment to do so, and see that the bridge you stand next to leads off into a cave beyond. But it is what lies on your side of the chasm which is most interesting and more than a little surprising. Look, Bane! It is what we have been seeking this whole time, and now it has come to us most unexpectedly. Move on to B1, which is the Great Hall. Alright, we found our way to the Great Hall, people. And I will show you what the Great Hall looks like. See, we just crossed this bridge, and we've arrived at the Great Hall. I don't think it's that great. It's good.
Oh, just a map again.
You and the dwarf stand before the entrance. Here's the Great Hall. There you go. You and the dwarf stand before the the entrance to the Great Hall of Bram's and Old Broer's line. The ceiling soars high above you, supported by 14 black marble columns. This is the part in Moria where they do the ba 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 ba, which is really awesome music. About midway through their height, tarnished silvery brackets support brilliant light stones awakened by the presence of Bane's amulet. However, what they illuminate in the center of the long chamber is a gruesome scene. On the floor lie the still corpses of 3 orcs. Slightly above average hall. No, that can't be Coven. Is that the same guy? It can't be the same guy.
What?
Also, what do you mean Kevin Barnett? Wait, Kevin Barrett? What do you mean? Kevin Barrett didn't do anything in this book. Are you saying there's another editor who believes that? But Kevin Barrett didn't do anything with this book. I have no Kevin Barretts here. He's the uncredited editor. Really? Oh, so he edited this. Okay, well then obviously he makes as many mistakes in his editing as he does in his politics. Gotcha. Wow. Kevin Barrett needed to spend more time doing editing and less time on conspiracy theories. Good God. That's wow, Coven. That's a good Google work there. Slightly.
Wait, is that necessarily the same person though? Like, could just be like same name?
Yeah, are we? I guess that's true. Are we 100% sure that it's the same guy? But either way, that's weird though. Okay, so as for the rest of the chamber, the north end sports an intricate wall carving flanked by massive statue columns, while at the southern end nearest you rests a low wooden table. My family's will is close by. From this chamber we must find the treasure vault of Bram, but that may not be easily accomplished. Those goblin bodies tell me that my uncle's cousins have preceded us. Or perhaps orcs of a rival tribe, you suggest, although Bane's explanation is far more likely. In any event, if Bror's cousins are dwarves that they have sent in their stead are here, could they have reached the vault you speak of? No, he answers. They would need the rune key, and only we have that. Then let us be on our guard, for they may still be waiting for us. Note, when told to move on inside the Great Hall, you may read the text for any area beginning with a B, but you may not visit an area more than once. Example, since you've already read the text for B1, you may not read it again. Okay, so now they have a location map.
I'm just like now realizing how inappropriate of a name for a dwarf Bane is. Because like all of the dwarf names are like taken like more or less straight from the Edda. So
Yeah.
And like so his name would be Bane, actually.
That's problematic. You're right. So, yeah, he's an author and editor. Wow, Coven. It sounds like the same guy. That's amazing. Okay, here we go, folks. So here is the map. You can see the Great Hall right here. Now, we just went into B1. That's at the top that you can see right there. And now we've got B5, B6, B7, what is that? B3 at the bottom, and B2. So basically, clockwise around the hall goes in order. B2, B3, no, not clockwise, never mind. I'm completely wrong about it being clockwise. B4 is in the middle. So we've got B2, B3, B4 is in the middle, and then we've got B7, B6, and B5. So the question is, which way do we go? We've already been to B1. So I'm going to give us a choice between these other options. And in case you're going to ask me, do we get to go to the other ones? I don't know. But we do need to find Bram is what we need to find. Bram's tomb, I should say. Where should we go? B2. B3. Feels like we're playing Battleship. B4. B5. B6. Or B7. All right, and I'm gonna put the drawing up here again. So here it is again. Okay, we're at B1, which is up. Wrong place. B1 is right there. So the question is, do we go to B2, which is the thing on the left? B3 is at the bottom. B4 is in the middle. B5 is at the top. B6 is all the way to the right, to the east. And B7 is right below that. What's up, Legalized Ranch? There's also a different Kevin Barrett with a small wiki for game design. Oh, so it might not be the same guy? Yeah, I'll switch screen for a minute. Sorry about the focus, but there you go. See it? B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, or B7. And remember, you can only go to each of these once, apparently. Unless it tells us otherwise, I assume. Yeah, you go $ change vote. So change vote is just one word. And then space and the number one you want to do instead. Yeah, what Echo just said. All right, last call, last call. The key thing I want to say is that we made progress. Can I just say we made progress? We got out of that nonsensical tunnel. This is the theme music playing right now, Terry, for your creature. That's what I imagine.
Oh, in a different song because for me it's like strings right now. Like.
Oh no, you're gonna get to it a little bit later than I just did.
Okay.
I think. Okay. You will see what I mean when we get there. A lot of work with bassoons and oboes. Okay. So it looks like we are going with B2. Oh, bow. All right, so we're going here. We're going there. B2.
Oh, now I hear it.
You approach. You see what I'm saying? Don't.
Yeah.
You approach a large wooden table 7 feet long, which rises to Bane's waist. A band of axe head carvings run around the edge of the table, deeply carved by a strong, skillful hand. The dark hardwood has been polished to a sheen apparent through layers of dust. Move on to any B location. Okay, so we explored that. So that was...
Not the bees!
Not the bees. Okay. So, we got that out of the way. So now we got B3. We got B4. B5.
But haven't we been there before?
Haha, I see what you did there. Aha.
Subscribe for more terrible puns like these.
If you like seeing not only Terry's great art, but her horrific puns, now is the time to...
Why do you mean horrific puns?
It's a little strong. I mean, no, my puns are always tremendous. They're top quality.
Of course.
Okay, so...
It's like the dad joke.
Exactly. Well, I only pull out a dad joke when necessary, and I'm fully aware of what I'm doing when I do it. I'm fully aware of what is a dad joke. Dad joke, bad joke. Okay, so here we go. So we've just seen this. So we've got those that are left. We've already been to... God, I cannot get my... Yeah, there we go. So, right there, we've already been to... So, and we've already been to that little table. So, we've got B3, B4, B5, B6, and B7.
My cat is doing a crazy and making a lot of noise. I hope you didn't hear that.
I did not.
Okay.
Or my personal favorite, Be Gone. According to Google Books, the editor, Kevin Barrett, is the same as the author, as Kevin Barrett, who published works as Truth Jihad, 9/11, American Empire. And he's a historian with a doctorate. Happens at stupid happens at their education level. Well, sometimes, this is the thing with Ben Carson, right? I mean, Ben Carson, from all accounts, was a brilliant brain surgeon. But he's a moron in every other respect. So, like, it's certainly possible for someone to be intelligent in a very narrow field. My only problem that I object to, and I think Genley will agree with me on this, my only problem is when you get people who are kind of like, I know lots of stupid PhDs. No, you don't. Because you can't be stupid and get a PhD. You can be, very ignorant in other fields that are not what your doctorate's in. That's for sure the case. But you literally can't be dumb to get it. It's too much work and there are too many checks along the way. So, if you make up a doctor and you say, I'm a doctor when you're not, you have a doctor when you're not, that's fine. But I'm here to tell you that if you do a PhD, you earned that thing. Now, that doesn't make you an expert in anything else necessarily, but it's as simple as that, basically. Yeah, intelligence versus wisdom. Yeah, no. Again, don't get me wrong, Coven. You can still make terrible decisions. It also doesn't make you a better person, incidentally. Let me just say that, too. PhD has nothing to do with your personal qualities as an individual. It just means you really know what...
No, so many people who believe that. Ugh.
Yeah, no, that is definitely not the case. But I do personally get frustrated with people who are kind of like, so many stupid PhD. Again, no, they're not stupid. But they may be very ill-considered, and they may be misguided, and they may be very ignorant on things that are not related to their particular specialty. Because PhDs can be very focused on one specialty. So that's all. Right. And right, exactly what Genley said. And most of the time, you're smart enough to know to sort of stay out of things, but not always. And that's what happens. Like, for example, there was this argument the other day in the White House task force between Peter Navarro, who is like a guy who does some things relating to statistics and social science, who's having an argument with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Anthony Fauci is arguably one of the most impressive research scientists ever. Okay, not only is he the director of infectious diseases in the United States, he also has 1,300 written or co-edited and co-written scientific articles. He is the fourth most cited person on Google Scholar in the world. So, no, Peter Navarro has no idea what he's saying when it comes to arguing with Dr. Fauci about infectious disease. Navarro needs to STFU and sit down. Okay? Having a doctorate in social science, or even, I don't even know if he has, I believe he has a doctorate. Having a doctorate in social science makes him not one whit capable of having a discussion with someone about infectious disease. Okay? So you can have expertise in a variety of different things, and you can be an expert in your field. But just as I'm not going to walk up to a physicist and go, hey, I have a doctorate. Let me explain to you how, quantum mechanics, and I wouldn't have the first idea. That's not what my doctorate is in. But I also don't want someone to come up to me and be like, whatever, you just kind of laughed your way through your doctorate. No, I know a lot about English literature. I worked very hard to get that way. But that's what I specialized in, right? So I think I also have a lot of knowledge about writing because I've done it for many, many years. I have knowledge about music because, I have, played music since I was 7. I minored in drama. So I know things about things. But if you asked me to hold forth on advanced mathematics or advanced science, I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing. And I certainly wouldn't act like I did. So
what I took away from that is that you are a theater kid.
You pretty much. You're right. My mom was on Broadway, so that's me. I'm a theater guy.
Why is that a thing though, like in the US? Like that's like we don't have that here. So like when I first heard about that, I was like so confused and delighted at the same time that is apparently a stereotype for like high schoolers or something.
Right. Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, like, I guess in the US it's just different because a theater kid is like, it's sort of a certain, how do I put it? A certain things that you tend to be interested in, I think is what they mean. Like saying a jock, and it tends to be, it's a stereotype, I guess. But there has to be there's some accuracy about it when it comes to theater kids, I'll say.
Well, I mean, we don't really have like this type of club system that you guys do.
Right.
like we do have like these after-school activity type things, but they are like not even
Not the
remotely
same deal.
defining. Like there are no cliques that come out of that or anything.
I hear you. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
usually not. And
Um,
also, like, there are always different types of clubs, like depending on what like the teachers are in the mood for at the moment. So.
and Hilness makes a good point too, by the way, about intelligence being just as much knowing what you don't know as knowing what you do know. And he probably is part of the deep state. That's right, legalized. Yeah, I know what you mean, Elias. But I think you have to give Fauci a little bit of a pass on that, because Fauci really has. I mean, he's been there since Reagan. So Fauci has managed to get through these presidents who don't like being contradicted by knowing kind of how to massage things the right way. And frankly, his public briefings, although they are important, are not as important as the way he coordinates research scientists across the office. So even though most of the time I'm not a fan of the whole, oh, I'm trying to stay there to sort of moderate, the moron in the White House, because they can't do that. Having said that, I do think in Fauci's case, I understand why he's trying to make that happen. And I would not agree that a PhD is 80% a commentary on a person's work ethic, but I would agree with you that it's more one way than the other. PhD is about work, for sure. And I would say it's probably that way. I would say maybe like 60-40. But you can't, even so, Miranda, like there's only so hard you can work. And at a certain point, you just don't have... It's about execution, not just effort. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how hard I work. I'm never going to be able to dunk a basketball. Like, it doesn't matter how hard I work. I just don't have the physical tools to do it. So there's a bit of a limit, to that.
I am done with this one.
That's it. You have to do something new. That is pretty awesome, I have to admit. Although I don't think there's enough sparkles around his head.
No, those are not sparkles. Those are like drips of water.
Sure, they're not. Okay, Terry made a cute tentacle monster.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure what to tell you what the next one is, except that I know that we're going to B3.
Like, I don't think I have another one in B4 tonight.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that okay?
No, that's totally fine. You made two
Okay.
good ones. Yes.
I mean, also, it's like 10 to 9 for me, so.
Oh, right. Yes, she is, but she's just about finished though. Yes, of course, sweetheart. Little Larv wanted to know if you were drawing.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine, Terry. So, and we're probably got about another 20 minutes or so. So,
Okay.
so we're in pretty good shape. Although if you need to bail, you can, but otherwise, you don't have to draw anymore.
Okay, then I'll just like be running back and forth between my PC and do other stuff in the meantime, if that's okay.
Okay, sure, that's fine. Is that okay? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
So we will say properly, thanks to Terry, when we close up shop completely. You and Bane walk through a pair of columns on the eastern side of the hall. Okay. Oh, for sure. That's right, Arudinel. That's very well said, yes. And I think there is a kind of physical intelligence almost that you might describe it as, for sure. So, okay, there we go. From the shadow cast by the pillow to the left, steps a dwarf. Clad in mail and helm, he is a fearsome sight if somewhat expected. Then to your right, another dwarf moves into view. It seems we found the dwarves, or they have found us, you say to Bane, though I doubt it will be a happy meeting. Then to the first dwarf you raise your voice and challenge him. Who comes upon us so unawares and with weapons bared? Speak! Do not play the fool, he growls from under a reddish beard. You are here for the will, and so are we, but it is we who shall have it. Now tell us where it is, or as it's spelled here, tell us where it is. Where. Bane pulls the axe from his belt and steps forward. You may kill me, and you still shall not discover where the will can be found. Only I know, and I will not say. Then the first dwarf, too, takes a step ahead and comes close to Bane. He begins to speak in the secret tongue of the dwarves, Kuzdul, at first quietly, then ending with a shout. Bane responds in kind, and it sounds as if the two are trading uncouth insults. The first dwarf shifts the axe in his hand just before Bane takes a mighty swing with his. Battle is joined. There is no stopping them. The second dwarf raises his weapon and charges you with a yell. You must fight this dwarf. Okay. You must protect this house. All right, we got to fight a dwarf, people. Just remember, these are the bad dwarves, okay? All right. And his defensive bonus is 3. Alright, we can use ranged for this, though. 3. The battle is joined. Where is the wheel? Basically, exactly, Coming Guy. Where is the will? Okay, so now I think it's if Echo is back, if Echo wants to take back over. Echo, I need you to pick a number, please. We're going to use our ranged, our missile offensive bonus. That's a 1. And I think we add that actually to our skill. Do we add that to our skill or not? No, we do it from... We do not do that. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, go for this one. So, I think we're going to add this. And then melee. So we'll get 1 ranged and then melee is what it says. So 1 ranged and then melee. So 1 minus 3, which is his defensive bonus, is -2. All right, 10. Okay. Let's see what we've got. So 10 is 5 points of damage. Nice work. Okay, 25. Now he attacks us. He has 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay. 7. Does 6 points of damage to us. Uh, 26, I think it was. Chat, I'm not going to ask for a vote. I just have a question. Should I take the healing herb here to bring us back up to 36? Because it restores 10 points of damage. Should I take one of these healing herbs? Yes, Big Bot? Yeah. I can see that, Aren't yeah. Yes? We should? Okay. So let's reduce it to 2. And now we go back up to 36. So we chaw on a bunch of healing herbs. And now it's our attack time. Okay, once again, Genli, I guess, is taking over now for Echo. So you're up, Genli. Consume the angel's lettuce. Let's get a good roll. Let's get those double 6s. Eight. Nice work. Okay. So 8. It's -3. Okay. Right. 8 minus 3. Okay. Okay. So that's another 3 points of damage. Okay. All right. Now it's his turn again with the 7. So, that is another 6 points of damage. Okay. All right, one more time. I think that does make sense, Helnas, yes. All right, once again, Genli. Nine, that's what I like to see. Okay, that's another 4 points of damage, so we're down to 18 now. Okay. All right, now they roll again. They get a 3, which means they are going to do only 1 point of damage to us that time. Good. All right, let's keep it up. Let's make it happen. What do we got, Genli? Another 9. Wow. Check that out. Another 4 points of damage. Nice. We're getting there. Cool. That was rough. Wow. All right. That was 8 points of damage. That was a lot. We want to avoid that. I'm going to take another one of these herbs. unless chat objects. I'm going to take this one more time. We'll see if we can save the rest of them, at least to go back up to this. Oh, nice, Rudnell. That's good for Shadowrun type stuff, that many dice, that many 6-sided dice. Okay. Next one. Another 9. Holy cow. Very consistent, Genly. Okay, he's down to 10. We got to get there. We're almost there. We just have to get there if we can. Okay, it's another 5 points of damage. Okay. All right. I'll take 2 more of those 9s, Genly, or higher. 9, 9, 9. Five plus 3 is 8. Okay. So that is only going to do 3 points. Okay. 10. Yeesh. Wish we were stronger, but we're not. Okay. Now. All right. One more roll. We got to finish this guy quickly. I don't want to have to take our last healing herb. 3. Okay, that's 0. Okay, 6. That's another 4. Okay. Yeah, I know. We are cutting it close. Come on, Kindly. You can do it. Let's get the roll. Here we go. Let's get ready to rumble. We can do it. Make it happen. Six. All right. Let's see. That is, you'll be sorry to hear, only 1 point of damage to this guy. That is 3 points of damage. I'm gonna have to take this last healing herb because we're getting too low to chance it. So we are currently at 0. Let's hope that we get through these. All right, we need that last numbers. Let's go. Come on, high number. We can do it. 7. Okay, so that is 3. Okay, and they only rolled 3 that time, which means we only took 1 point of damage there, thankfully. All right. All we need to do is 3 points of damage to kill this guy. It's true. The ultimately average dice. Six is 1 point of damage. Ugh. 9 is 6 points of damage. All right. Come on. 2 points of damage. Let's go. We can do it. We can do it. Oh, no. Well, that's a 0. Fortunately, they only rolled a 3, so we only lose 1 point of damage there. That's okay. The I know. I know. Oh my god, we can do it. Come on. Come on, Gedley. We're still in there. This reminds me of fighting Bob. Oh my god. The memories. The silent spells. 12. So finally you just are like, oh, that was awesome. Although it would have been nice if that, because that's an instant kill. 12 is an instant kill. Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right. Good stuff, though. Whew. The fight is bloody. We get 45 experience points from that. Wow. The fight is bloody and the dwarves ask no quarter. You are forced to slay your opponents as Bane takes his. When the deeds are done and the 2 agents lay still at your feet, you ask Bane who they were. As we had suspected, they were Bror's cousins. They must have left the camp shortly after we, then come to Moria before us. But this is a sad day, as it should be when dwarf is forced to kill dwarf. There are precious few of us left in the world as it is. This is behind us now, you say. We must find the will before we can say our work is done. Bane takes a last look at his dead kinsman, then sets off about the chamber once more in search of the treasure vault. All right. So, now we move on, folks. At least now we don't have any more fights on our hands. I want to see if we can get through this today, because we're close. All right. Oh, wait. Is there even a B7? No, there isn't even a B7. What am I talking about? All right. So, now we are down to 4 options. And here are the 4 options again. B4, which is right here. B5, which is here. B6 or B7. What say you, chat? I don't think so, Big Boss, unless we find one. Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry, let me try that again. Try it again. Sorry about that. Now you can do that again. Sorry, my bad. B4, B5, B6, or B7. Yeah, you know things happen. You know it. Okay, I'm going to last call this. We're closing in here. Okay, looks like we're heading to that. And so, close the poll. Near the center of the chamber, you come to the corpses of 3 orcs recently slain. Their black blood and twisted bodies partially obscure the intricate tile work which decorates the hall's floor here. The goblins' weapons are scattered and pose no threat, so you take a moment to survey the artistry of Bram's line. In the tiles, you can see many pictures formed. Great dwarves in battle, mountains, vales, and lakes, and stout workers carving deep tunnels. These form a story if viewed in the proper order, says Bane, though we do not have the leisure to discern it now. The orc blood has taken its toll. Okay, so again we move on. So this time, chat, we are down to B5, B6, and B7. Let me just mark that quickly. Okay. B5, B6, and B7. B5 is up there, B6 is over there, and B7 is down there. B5, B6, and B7. You have to leave for a few minutes. Echo or someone else he chooses takes up the dice mantle. Okay. All right, sounds good. Thank you, Echo. Okay. Okay, and last call, last call. All right. B7 it is. Okay. Bane leads you to a corner of the Great Hall. As you arrive, he says, "We're looking for an entrance to a secret chamber, and though that may sound easy, particularly if a dwarf is with you, Finding it may be difficult. To your left stand the high statues of the wall carvings dominating the northern end of the hall. The figure to the right of the scenic display is a carved head of an imposing dwarf king. The figure is hewn from rough granite and looks out over the great hall with a stirring pride. It is not here, says Bane. Move on to any B location. All right, well that makes it easy. I don't even have to put this up as a poll. We're just looking at B5 or B6. We're at B7, which is down there. So we're either looking at B5 or B6. Which one? B5 or B6? B5, B6, 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 B6. Anyone else? Okay, we have 2 B5s and 4 B6s. Okay, see you, Genly. Be safe, Genly. Okay, B6. It looks like B6 has got it. Last call. Thanks for the dice rolling, Genly. Okay, B6 it is. The northern end of the hall is dominated by 2 tall carvings of the heads of long-dead rulers, one set on each side of an ornate wall carving depicting the history of the family in the hall. The light is too poor for you to see much detail, but Bane finds the display impressive. Looks more like a statue than a carving, but... Okay. So, move on to any B location. That means B5. So that's pretty easy. You walk along the columns of the hall's western side, where Bane, who is looking towards the wall, says, "There it is! The entrance to the treasure vault of Bram! We have found it!" "We have found nothing," you retort. "It is a blank wall." "To your eyes it is ordinary, but to mine very special. See here?" Bane takes you over to the west wall and points out a slight irregularity in the stonework. "What of it?" "Bror gave you a special key, did he not? A rune key." Bane is very excited. "Yes," you answer, "I have it here." And you give it to him. Your companion takes the flat surface of the device and presses it against the stone at chest height. Nothing happens at first. But then cracks appear in the wall, though straight, not crooked as you might have thought. After a moment, a doorway appears fully formed. "The elves of ages past call those of my race the Gonhirim, the Stone Lords. This, some say, is our most secret and skilled work. None could pass without knowing where the door lay, and that is the truth of Mahal." If dwarves have been slain in the Great Hall, and they have. 413. With a gentle push, Bane opens the concealed portal, and a dark corridor, low and narrow, is revealed beyond. You pass down its short length and come into a small chamber. The Vault of Bram. Before you rest a wooden chest, an iron-bound trunk, a metal coffer, and a tall urn painted and fired. 3 short pillars support the roof, and Bane makes for these. You are free to examine the containers. A rare joy, that is. Before you reach the first one, though, a distant thrum, thrum can be heard. "Hurry," you say to Bane. "Orcs have found their way to this great hall. Those are the drums of doom." You have only enough time to search 2 of the containers. So, you have 4 choices here. And give me just 1 second. I want to make sure that I got the number on this right. Let's see. Hold on a second. Make sure that I have because the numbers, I need to make sure, like, fit up. Okay. So we got a chance for 2 of the containers. Okay, so there is a chest, the trunk, the coffer, or the urn. So we get to choose 2. So you do 1, and then you get a choice for 2nd, and then you got to bail because the orcs are here. So which ones are you going to choose? Right. So which one is it going to be? All right, we got the chest and we got the urn. Coffers are where you put gold. Often, but yes, oftentimes, Admiral Kirk, though, you could theoretically keep gems and other small little objects like that there. This is to earn. I was wondering when we were going to get that joke. Yes. It looks like we might get through this. I think we might get through this. Maybe. It'll be close. I'm going to last call. This music works well for this. For the Lord of the Rings online stuff. Although it also feels vaguely like some Star Trek to me. Please don't. Okay, I'm rebelling over here. The trunk. To earn. Okay. And close poll. All right, so the choice number 1 is the urn. The urn is a wax stopper clogging its mouth. Once you clear that away, you find that it is full of a pungent wine. The cordial, you would guess, is fine indeed and would fetch a great price in the right market, but the urn is far too heavy for you to carry alone, spelled here T-O-O, carry alone, or with Bane's help if he would offer it. You turn away from the container. Welp. All right, we got one more, folks. So, we looking at the chest, the trunk, or the coffer? You got one more of these. It is not to earn. Okay. Mimic. What's up, Ram here? Not sure that mimics would be part of the Tolkien universe. Always check the coffers. Yep, reset the timer. No! Yeah, right now we're at 7 days, 3 hours, and 25 minutes. So. All right, last call, last call. Oh, look at the chest. Okay. All right, and the chest it is. Heaving open the chest lid, you glance in to determine its contents. Besides some greaves and pieces of leather armor fitted for a dwarf, you spy a fine prize. There lays a recurved bow of white wood and 3 gleaming arrows with hard steel tips. All 3 you snatch up. Note that the arrows, when fired from the bow, add a +2 bonus to your missile offensive bonus. Once fired, these arrows are lost forever. So, bow of white wood. Okay, let's see. One use. One use only. Alright. Hey, what's up, Fairy Stuff? How you doing, fairies? Okay. So, that's all that we have time for before the orcs show up. So, we grab that. Thrum, thrum, beat the orc drums. They sound closer. The will, cries Bane. You see him standing at one of the chamber's pillars in front of a compartment now revealed. You run over and inspect the hollow niche that Bane has somehow discovered and opened, then take the rolled parchment from his hands. Unfurling it, you see this. The paper is covered with inked runes. Although you cannot immediately determine what they say, in the bottom corner you find the rune of Old Bror, the same one inscribed on the rune key. It is the will. There is no mistake, you say anxiously. But are we too late to get it out of Moria? As you speak, the thrum-thrum of the war drums becomes suddenly deafening. The orcs have entered the hall! The music for this, though. It is, quickly, go back and close the door to the vault, or we're doomed, commands Bane. But how will we get out, you wail? We'll be trapped in here forever, or flushed out when the orcs break down the door. I said close the door. I will find a safe route out. Bane holds up the rune key with a wry smile breaking over his lips. Then you bound down the low tunnel and shut the door tight just as orcish arrows are shot toward you. As you pass back down to the vault, you can hear the first hammerings on the door behind and the tireless thrum-thrum of the goblin drums. That door, however well made... Oh, no, Fairy. Sorry to hear that. However well made will not stand the assault of all those orcs for long, you say desperately to Bane, but he is busy searching the far wall of the chamber. What are you looking for? Our way out. If you'd be quiet for a moment, perhaps I could find it. You turn back once more and hear the stone of Bram's door crack. I always pronounced it root, Big Boss, although I know some people who pronounce it route, but I always pronounced it root. They will be here soon. That has done it, calls the dwarf back to you. Come hither. You run up to Bane, who has found yet another concealed door. Haha, leave it to dwarves when you're in a tight spot, he chortles. Passing through into the chamber beyond, you close the door just in time to hear the other one battered in. Wow. Bane holds out his amulet to reveal the room you stand in. It is a small chamber littered with barrels, and through its center is a fast-flowing flume of water. This is one of Moria's emergency escape routes, informs Bane. It is peculiar, I admit, but useful as we shall see. I hope so, you offer. It will not take long for those orcs to figure that we did not disappear into thin air. If we're not gone for good, they will have us. There is a pounding on the wall behind you. Bane rushes over to one of the larger barrels with a metal top. This should serve us well, he says. Get in! Into that barrel? Do you propose that we just ride out of Moria in a girding of wood through an underground stream? I do, he retorts. And if you will not come, I shall go alone. The drums roar outside and begin to echo through this chamber. Very well, as it appears I have no other choice. In that you are correct, says the dwarf. Now let us get this barrel closer to the watercourse. You help Bane move the contraption over to the flume, then step into it. Fortunately, there's enough room for both of you inside because Bane enters before closing the top. With a rocking motion, he tips the barrel over into the rushing stream. This ride I will not soon forget, you say, as the two of you turn over and over inside of the container, occasionally striking an outcropping of rock, but always moving faster through the speeding waterway. How perfect was the music keyed, though? All right, experience 50 points, and time 6 days. Boy, I hope it's leading us in the right spot. You and Bane are propelled down the flume at great speed. You can see your dark, dizzying journey ends with a whoosh. I know, right, Jeff? And a dramatic fall into a calm body of water. You bob serenely for a few moments while regaining your senses. But is it the Mirror, the Celebrant, or some unknown stream? Bane calmly opens the barrel's top and peers out. We are in the Silver Lode, below Keledzarum, he whispers, eyes wide with wonder. As you crouch in the barrel, Bane paddles to shore. After he climbs out, you follow. The clean air and birdsong tell you that your mission has almost reached its conclusion. After pausing to eat and drink beneath the towering peaks called Red Horn and Cloudy Head, you and the dwarf begin walking east toward the Anduin to meet Bror, son of Bram, and hand over the will. The trek is slower now, for you carry booty and are weary from fighting and fleeing orcs, but progress is steady. Sleeping each night under the brilliant stars above Lorien, your journey is peaceful. Bane says little, but you suspect that he is just as excited to have been, in the Black Pit and survived. You follow the southern path along the Celebrant to the trading camp where you first met the dwarves and the adventure began. Nearing the end of your quest, you pause to count the hours and minutes to see if you and Bane will reach Bror's camp in time. Total the time elapsed since you first left the camp by the Celebrant River. If the time elapsed brings you to day 13 or earlier, or day 4, let's see. Okay. Okay. It looks like it, because we're day 13, 3 hours and 35 minutes, I believe. So maybe we're right on that. So I need someone to pick a number for me. I guess it's Echo again. Pick a number for me, please, Echo. May good fortune smile upon us, you say to Bane. Did we get there in time? Three. Well, you will be happy to know. All right. You will be happy to know that that is barely enough. Literally barely enough. And it's because we made really good time. Anxiously awaiting you and Bane near the trading site are Bror, son of Bram, and a fellow named Baron Longwood, a wealthy merchant and dealer. Bror embraces Bane and asks you for the will. When you produce it, the dwarf quickly inspects it and, to your surprise, breaks into a gay laughter. "This is it," he cries. "I'm forever at your service, friend. You've done very well indeed." "Thank you," you say, well pleased, for you know that dwarves rarely give their thanks in service. With Bane beside him, Bror returns to the camp, gathers his followers, and confronts his greedy cousins. For a moment you expect violence, but the just nature of Bror's claim, reinforced by the presence of the will itself, prevails, and the usurpers back down. Dressed elegantly in a long cloak and broad hat, Longwood greets you next. He proudly relates that he has dealt capably with the elves of Lorien on Bror's behalf, and asks about booty you may have brought back from Moria. "I want everything you have, my friend," he says, his bright eyes aglitter, "if the price is reasonable." You laugh and ask for wine. After hours of haggling, threats, and laughter, you agree upon the following prices for the listed items. Now I will give you what we have available to buy for us. We have the following. We have 8 coins, and so a lot of these things, like the map of the Endless Stair, is too expensive. Ring from the Forge, too expensive. Chain armor from the Forge is way too expensive. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Maybe not. Let me see. I wonder if those... Do I have any money at all? Do we have any money? We may not have gotten any money when we were down there. We got items, but we may not have gotten money. Let's see. Nope. No money. So we can't afford any of it. We could have gotten the map of the Endless Stair, a doll, violet powder, ring from the Forge, chain armor from the Forge, bridge plans, blue diamond, and a brown nut. But instead, no. After Phil... Oh, wait. Unless he... Oh, this is selling it to him. Oh, my fault, my fault. All right, let's see. Let's see what we have that we can give him. Did we get a map? Did we get a doll? Did we get powder? Did we get a ring? We have a magic ring that we got to begin with. We didn't get chain armor. We didn't get bridge plans. We didn't get blue diamond, and we didn't get a brown nut. So basically, we didn't get anything except for a bow. After filling... Which he doesn't want, apparently. After filling your purse, you pause to eat supper and rest just beyond the campfire of the dwarves. Casually, Baron Longwood mentions another bold adventure on the horizon. Is there room in the party for another rogue, you wonder, draining your cup? Only the next adventure will tell. The end. Success. Laura Hopesinger lives. Barely. We live. We have successfully won and gotten the will back to Bror. We got no money from it, but having said that, we did restore the dwarves' honor. We got it. Barely. We hoped. Exactly. You just keep hoping. Exactly right. So good job, folks. So we did the second one of these books. We have 2 down now that we have done. And we have to come up with a decision about what our next one is going to be. I don't know if Terry is in easy reach of the microphone and wants to... The real treasure was the friendship we made along the way. And wants to show her drawings or not. But in the meantime, I will ask chat about which ones to do first, because we have a couple of options. Okay. I'm going to keep my headphones on, because I won't be able to hear if Terry came back. second. And please. We already did this, I think. Yeah, we did this. Okay. So. Good, perfect. That gives us a choice. All right, chat. We got 3 possibilities. So we have 3 possibilities for our next illustration stream. And we need to go through these pretty quickly because then I got to start getting ready for... I have to start getting ready for my next stream, which is at 4 p.m. So, here we go. So we have 3 choices. Choice number 1 is to return to the Fighting Fantasy game books to book 28 and Phantoms of Fear. And in Phantoms of Fear, it says, a humble wood elf you may be, but it is you the gods have chosen to take on Ishtra and his gathering army of evil, chaotic creatures. You must penetrate this force before it becomes invincible. As a demon prince, Ishtra cannot be overpowered by weapons made by any earthly race, even by the most magical sword of the high elves, so what can you do against him? Perhaps the wood elf's powerful art of dream control could give you important advantages and allow you to cast spells at vital moments in your adventure. So this is 1, Phantoms of Fear. Choice number 2. Choice number 2, Car Wars Battle Road. Welcome to the world of 2036, where adventure is everywhere and the right-of-way belongs to the driver with the biggest guns. This is the fast-paced world of arena combat, highway battles, cycle gangs, and unstoppable 18-wheelers, the world of Car Wars. In this book, you create your driver, have the opportunity to improve your vehicle and its arsenal of armament. You determine your driver's skills. So, it is Battle Road, and only your character's skills will decide this. So it's Car Wars. Not Fury Road, Battle Road. So we got that. Battle Road, okay? Choice number 3... Do you like my gas? Exactly. The Way of the Tiger, Assassin. You are a ninja warrior in this new role-playing adventure series. You are Avenger, a ninja warrior trained in the Way of the Tiger, a lethal master of unarmed combat who must face the ultimate evil to avenge the death of your foster father, Naijishi. Courage and skill have rewarded you greatly. You alone are responsible for recapturing the scrolls of Ketsuin, guardian of the secret word of power. You alone have defeated the assassin. Your god Kwan's words of praise are high indeed. But now you have a new mission. You must return the scrolls to their rightful place on the island of tranquil dreams. It is a long and dangerous journey, for the gods of evil will stop at nothing to thwart your noble efforts. So you choose martial arts films, martial arts movies, martial arts moves to defeat your enemies. To triumph, you'll need to use all the skills of a ninja and the knowledge you acquire in the course of the action. So there's your third choice, Assassin. So Way of the Tiger, Assassin. Car Wars Battle Road, or Fantasy, Phantoms of Fear. All right, which should we do, folks? Fighting Fantasy, Phantoms of Fear, Car Wars Battle Road, or Way of the Tiger, Assassin? Which should we do next month? Think also, remember that Terry is going to be illustrating this. So I see some people are pretty pumped up about Car Wars. This is by Steve Jackson, the maker of Munchkin, etc. And it came out from TSR. Copyright 1986. There's a lot of driving combat. It'll be interesting. The other Steve Jackson, exactly. All right, I'm going to last call it. I have a feeling people are pretty excited about the prospects of this. I don't know how Terry's going to feel. Okay. I like torturing artists. And exactly, Rudno, right. Okay, Car Wars Battle Road. That is what we will be doing next week. Battle Road, Car Wars Battle Road. So we're going to be doing it, and yeah, some of the illustrations are like, there's a lot of like, I see a lot of like speed limit signs with bullet holes in them, and a lot of guys with mohawks. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that guy. You know? Okay, Battle Road it is. All right, folks. Well, we managed to succeed with the great Laura Hopesinger. So thank you for those of you who were part of this and made this happen. And were part of another successful experience. I'm going to save her stuff one more time. Okay. It's 1986 Apocalypse. The illustrations, I know that Terry's probably, it's late for Terry, so, but what she saw was this dude, this cute tentacled monster, and then of course Laura, who was climbing down the side of a pit, our Laura Hopesinger. But this was great, as it was always, and you should check out, as I move over to this, you should check out all of Terry's stuff. You should check her out on her various fields of endeavor. She has a Patreon, which she does. You can find her on TariToons on, I never remember the name of the thing. I know that she's not, it's not Tumblr anymore. That is, Tumblr is no go anymore. But she has other things that she does, and you can find her on Twitter as TariToons as well. Of course, you can find her on the Discord also. She's also responsible for those amazing emotes that you folks have been using and hopefully getting a lot more out of. And so all of that is good stuff. So she did great work with all of that, and as always, it was a pleasure to have her with me doing this as we managed to do this together. I, on the other hand, I got to get out of here because in less than 30 minutes, I'm going to be over on GOG playing more of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt as part of my Pen and Pixel show. If you liked and saw, thank you, Kitra. I love people showing those off. If you like what you saw, please make sure to follow us here on the channel. Check out the YouTube with !ArvTube, Discord with !ArvCord, Twitter with !ArvTweets. Thank you, Lord of the Rings Online Soundtrack. Of course, all of that can be found on my website, arvanelleron.com. On the financial side of things, of course, !Arv Shop allows you to get merchandise, which is always appreciated. So thank you for supporting us over there. Also allows you to get merchandise that shows off some particular show that you like. We have stuff for the Infinity and Beyond crew, and also have stuff, of course, for Adventures of Middle-earth, also illustrated by TariToons, so you just got a chance to watch. And you'll see more stuff coming over on that as well, including stuff for Esper Genesis and the like. Yeah, Terry, when she sees what we picked. Well, listen, I mean, she's got no one to blame but herself, you know what I'm saying? So yes, that's what we've got with that. Then on the, we've also got the Patreon, !ArvTreon, ARVTREON. Again, that is the Patreon, which supports us in many ways. You can also get custom, you can get a character written for you, character background, I should say, written for you, an epic poem done for you. You can also get inspirations to support the players during tabletop campaigns. So a lot of stuff you can get over there. Copy of one of my band's albums. All that's available over on the Patreon. And last but certainly not least is that sub button right above the video window that allows you to get that stuff, all of those awesome emotes and things like that as well. And then, of course, the publishing stuff, !Icarus to pre-order a copy of my graphic novel, Icarus and Jelinek, which is coming out in May. !Library for my currently existing D&D 5e sourcebook and adventure, which just came out in PDF form from Alligator Rally Entertainment and is soon going to be coming out in print as soon as everything gets out of lockdown. And Grayshade KS, which is the Grayshade Kickstarter, which, again, more information about that when everything is sort of comes out of lockdown as well. One other quick note I want to make, by the way, I'm not going to talk about this constantly because we still have a long way to go. But in late May, late next month, we will have my charity convention, ARVCon. This year, it is going to be used to benefit a research foundation into diabetes in honor of our dearly departed friend Kilobyte. Usually, we support the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, and we will go back to doing that in future years. But for this year, it made sense to me that this would be something to do in his honor. So there's going to be a lot of fun times during this. It's a full weekend of events. We have all kinds of streaming and game playing and all kinds of cool stuff, all to benefit charity, lots of game giveaways and things like that. So you will definitely want to, be tuned in for that. That'll be coming in late May. I'll give you the exact set date and everything in a few weeks here when we get towards the end of April. But I wanted to let people know that is on the way. Otherwise, I'm going to be over at GOG at 4 p.m. Eastern, as I said, for Pen and Pixels. And then I will be back to you folks on Friday for some Esper Genesis. So you will not want to miss that as we get back into the tabletop stuff. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream today. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Arudnell, Coven Guy, and Hillness. Best mods in the business, as I've always said. Thank you as well to my subscribers, to Arudnell, Coven Guy, Hillness, Nonstop, Arenth, Marinda, Mrs. Dunsel, and Uncle Elias. Thank you all so much. Thank you to 0x6. Thank you to Admiral Kirk, another TT viewer, Big Boss, Commander Root, Dino, ECAG, Evil Marinin, Fairies Huff, Gorgar, Harlequin, Jeff Awesome Laser, Kiryu, Kitra. Thank you to Legalized Ranch, to Mex, to Pirate Savvy, Questionable Results, Ramir, Rhiannon. Thank you to Remastino, Spurious, Zribel. Thank you to Trishy Metz, U Christensen, Universe, V&K, Virgo Praz, Waza, and Rogan. And I think I heard someone come back to the mic. Is that you, Terry?
Hello.
Hello. So, Terry, we're closing up shop. So, quick, just show your 2 pictures that we had for today.
So first of all, here, obviously, our totally cute and not at all dangerous tentacle seal.
Yep.
And this was the starting image of our heroine descending into the mines, into the depths below.
Into the mines and the darkness below that exists.
Yeah.
And Laura made it through. We survived.
Yay.
We got the will back to him. And the chat is chosen there for next month, Terry. And it is Car Wars Battle Road. So you need to get your 86 Mohawk, look going. And
I can't draw cars.
Leather jackets. And I told them, I said, listen, I don't know if she's going to be down for that. It was between that or going back to Fighting Fantasy with Phantoms of Fear or the Ninja Assassin one. And chat overwhelmingly wanted.
Owe me a Forgotten Realms one. You know that, right?
I know, but you need to find me one. I don't have a Forgotten Realms one that I possess. The only Forgotten Realms one I have already has pictures. The whole point of it is picking up pictures, which doesn't make sense with what we do. So I don't have one. So we need to find a Forgotten Realms game book. But if you like, we can make sure that we do that for the following month. I just need to make sure that I find one first. But
okay.
For next month, chat has said, quote, we want cars. And Arudnell said, Terry can come out of her comfort zone. So I guess they want you to draw they want you to draw, even if not cars, they want you to draw this dude. Look at this dude.
Let me see this dude.
Here, let me switch the scene. There you go.
Oh, is that the Stig?
See, I want that slick guy, right? And and it's got stuff like this dude. I know, yeah, I don't have it in focus.
Oh God.
And then where was the Mohawk guy that I saw that I really liked?
Okay, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then we got this dude. It's Mad Max.
I see. Yeah, okay.
It's Mad Max.
Okay.
So chat wants you to do Mad Max. Stig meets Mad Max. Yes. Exactly. Draw a cute beetle with guns. Look, not everything Terry draws is cute, okay? Not everything she does is about being cute.
Well, I mean, most of my stuff is so. I'm not great at not drawing cute.
But anyway, this was great. So Terry, I got to get on out of here. But where will the folks find you next? And I was about to save you for last and say thank you. So now that you're here, I can say that in person. Thank you for the amazing drawings. And where can folks find you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And next we will find me here next Tuesday, I think, for our Lord of the Rings D&D.
Tolkien Tuesdays, yes. Mm-hmm.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
And aside from that, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at TariToons.
Awesome. Okay, I think I told them I got that right, so it's going to be great. I can't wait to see Disney's Cars starring Mel Gibson.
Well, I mean, didn't Mel Gibson like voice like that one dude from Pocahontas? So
Oh, I forgot about that. I
right,
guess
that
so.
was him, right? He
I don't
voiced
know.
John Smith.
Did he voice John Smith? Really?
I think so. Let me check. Vicious typing.
Oh my God, it was. I had no idea. Christian Bale was in this? What?
Hmm.
He's just like, Pocahontas, do what I tell you. Rah! I mean, that's Mel Gibson, right?
Also, freedom.
Oh yeah, freedom. Wow. David Ogden Stiers is Governor Ratcliffe. Really? Christian
I do not know who that
Billy Connolly is in this? Oh my
Uh-oh.
God. I had no idea. David Ogden Stiers was in his big thing was he was in MASH. He was a famous thing in MASH. He was also he was Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. So boy, that's crazy. Well, unbelievable. Anyway. Yeah, the man who can't maintain an accent for a whole film. Yes. He was really good in Mad Max, but that's because he just got to do Australian the whole time. Anyway, I got to get on out of here. Chat, can we get some love? Hopefully some love relating to the emotes for Terry. And Terry, this was great. Thank you. And I will see you next week for Tolkien, for Adventures of Middle Earth, and I'll see you next month for Car Wars. And starring Laura Hope Singer as your badass. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's your punishment. Pretty much. But thank you, Terry. Great stuff. And I will talk to you soon.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Bye, Terry. Always a pleasure. And there we go. All right. So, like I said, thank you, everybody. All great stuff. I'm glad that she came back for that. And that's it for me. I'll see you folks 15 minutes over at GOG. No raid today, but I'll see you over at GOG for Pen and Pixels and Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Until then, everyone be good to each other. Wherever I put it. I put it away already. Moria, complete. Next up, Car Wars. No, it's always going to be at an angle. Car Wars. Battle Road. I'll see you all soon. Take good care of yourselves and make sure to follow and do all the things, and I'll see you over at GOG. Otherwise, be good to each other, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye for now.